Hello everyone, this is Fallen Dice and welcome back to some more Star Rupture. This is Fallen Dice and welcome back to some more Star Rupture. Always one of them open. Yes, so as the title says out on the front, you have been doing it all wrong, I've been doing it all wrong, we've all been doing it all wrong. So the issue in my first two playthroughs of this game is that at the end, when you get to those last recipes, the amount of stuff it takes to get to that point becomes unattainable, other than letting your computer run for hours and hours and hours and checking back to see how many you've done after you died. So I originally was calling this theory, this idea I have, a snowball, you know, where everything was getting forwarded, everything was buffers, but I think I'd rather call it an overclock now, because right there in the wave. Overclock, because we're giving it more than it should. It's just kind of like, into your computer and whatnot, when you overclock that thing, you tune it up higher, it's putting out more processing power. So that's what this is doing. Every single one of these bases has got 1 to 2 buffers of all the items coming in, so it's more than just what it is, because each one of these items only takes, after I've completed it, told it what to make, takes in all the materials, makes what it needs to make, and then it stops. And at that point, everything in the back backfills and gets it all set up for the next area. And then the things we just made there, which we've buffered up here and then buffered up once again at the next place, again, overclocking now is providing 3-4 times the amount of items that we would have originally been able to provide it, allowing it to much quicker craft those later items. And again, keep pushing it forward, keep that overclock going. So right now we're over here. I got a little bit of time left here, so let me pull this up. So right now in this area, which is, let's put that here so it's easier to see. So it's this area right here, from the calcium here all the way down to the calcium here, wolfram, a whole bunch of titanium. So it's this area here. So you would expect a certain amount of stuff coming in, but because of the overclock and the snowball and everything we're doing, getting over 1,000, 1,200, 1,800, so it's all getting pushed forward because of what's in the sheets. And I'm not even using all of it here, which then pushes more towards the next area, and then plus everything it's creating. So at this base here that I'm about to make with just those items, I'm going to be pushing out sulfuric acid, pressurized heal, and the entire recipe list of the mega press, pushing it forward. So at the next area, all those will be waiting. Again, overclocked. I can make what I have with the items coming in, but I can use those again to craft these other ones. So it's it's a good theory so far, and this is my third area. And again, so far, so good. I'm using a lot of rails as opposed to the dispatchers. And again, I haven't been able to confirm one way or the other, but what I was told is that the dispatchers and receivers are actually way leggier than anything else. So everything here has been running on rails so far. I'm about to run into a point where I can't do it anymore, but so far it's been good. And I'm also using these feeder bases, which is an idea all the way back to, I think, my second world. So everything is a smaller footprint because I go with the 2 floors. Smelters on the bottom. Everything comes to that edge. I can either alternate them like this, or for smaller ones, just single file. But they come over to the edge, come up immediately into here, get routed into all their fabricators or furnaces or whichever it is that I'm trying to make there. Outputs again into buffers. So in this place, I've got 2 sets of sheets getting pushed out on top of a thing of rods and beams. And then that gets pushed to this area along with the ones we're about to build up there. So before I can really start dealing with what's down here, I need to go up here. I need to build 2 feeder bases with these 2 titanium nodes, and then I need to go in the back and I need to do that other calcium node, and then bring them all over here. The platforms I have here are what I have set up for what we're going to be doing after this, and that would be here. So it's kind of a weird, you can see it, we're pretty much looking at it from this direction here. So you can see how it kind of meanders up into that corner over there, comes over here. So the plan is going to be all the outputs will be over here. I haven't had the time yet to put in all the factories and machines yet. That's going to be something. But here's all the inputs coming in. And I've decided in this time, because we're so close to where we're doing a big amount, I'm going to put 2 sets of version 2 storage on each one of these, and then to feed those in. So there's going to be a lot of throughput, a lot of items available, and the hope is that I can really push this, try to get as much as I possibly can. What's up, buddy? So that's what we're planning on doing today. I'm going to head over there. I want to first off take care of the titanium, and then we're going to head over to get the calcium. Hopefully Chico here is okay to just sit there and chill. If not, shut the door. Depends. Sometimes he whines for a little bit, and then he just gets up and goes. Sometimes he just curls up. Alright, so let's head over here. I know we're going to have some things to fight. Have up there is where I put the transporter, but I think I'm probably going to want to put some kind of bigger area down here, bigger control area where I can actually put the teleporter along with all my extra stuff while I'm building this, because it's going to take a few streams, I should say. So this is where I've got all the stuff coming in from the previous bases here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 5 wides, and I already dumped about 3 of them off in another area of stuff I'm not sending to this base area. And I still got to go up a little bit higher. You can't chill. I got to put you outside. I'll be good, boy. Alright, so up here, I have these mapped out as far as what we got coming in. So this was titanium sites 1 and 2. I think the 1 is in the back. It's got the 5 nodes and then the 4 nodes. They're both putting about 660 out. One of them I'm trying to put out a bunch of housing, so it's not going to put as much of the other stuff as we craft out. It'll actually be using those. And then the other one is just pushing out the normal items there. And basically most of these feeder bases kind of start off in the same general way. Basically find a nice flat area where I can fit in the required number of smelters, and then we route them up to the top, fabricate them, all that kind of good stuff. All right, I think, and I probably should have brought some more I should have brought some more ammo with me. I know for a fact this place gets a little bit crazy. So I kind of wanted to put some sort of protection here. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to run back, grab a few things of ammo. I have some on my person that I can use for a little bit, but for me to stock them each with the, with the max count. Because I got a ton of ammo. Got a factory making it for me back at one of my other bases that I do have a dispatcher on. Or dispatcher, a teleporter to. Okay, so I'm going to put these guys like this. And like that. This is pretty much where they're all going to come from. And let's see, I need to get you some power first. Okay, so let's get up here. We'll get you hooked up, connected. Starlight obstructed, apparently. Okay, there we go. Weird. I'd rather have it up here closer. Closer to where I'm working. As opposed to just out in the middle of nowhere where I can get ganged up on by the vermin. Okay. And then we'll just run a rail from here to there. Alright, I don't want to power all the stuff here yet. That'll come later. Alright, let's do, go ahead. I think I have a couple stacks. Okay, you know what? Let me make a quick little habitat here. I'm putting a bunch of stuff in the area where I would like to actually build this thing, so I need to be careful I don't go too far out and make it so this doesn't work at all. Alright, I'm gonna take everything I have here for the moment. I'm sticking it in a couple chests. That way I can go without any inventory. I'm probably going to make a trip back to grab a bit more ammo. I wish there was a way you could just shift click it in. I'm double clicking. Not my favorite thing to do. Let me make sure I'm full here before I drop off the food. Okay. And we'll dump the rest of you in here, except for the stuff I'm going to put away. Alright. Let's head over. That's my nearest teleporter. And that'll take me over there where I should. Actually, I might have the bullets over here. If I do, we'll just grab those and run. If not, I have to head over there and grab some more. I think I only need like 10 stacks. I think I put some in there. Or maybe I did not. Yes, I did. Well, there's some.
Great.
Let's go get some more. I'm trying to think. I probably have some at the Near East as well. I name all my places based on their position. Definitely takes a bit when it first is trying. Okay, I have to go to the other. Yeah, I don't need those. But I can put these away. Yeah, I'll see you guys in there. Yep. Alright. We gotta go back. Oh, this is what I was trying to get. There we go. Now we're full up on these. I think I'm good to go with that for now. I like just being able to run back and forth like this. Yeah, get another stack of those. Haven't really gone with the heavy yet. Haven't really felt the need to go out with the heavy. Anything else I want? I should probably grab you. Anything else? I don't think so. There's only so many things that there's really worth storing in these things. Everything else goes in your normal areas. Alright, so this is going to be... Oh, I think I went to the wrong one. It's not East Central. Well, it might be. It is. I think. Yeah. Just gotta let it... the world come back in. Cool. Alright, let's... Oh. I need to grab my other things. I don't need to have all this ammo. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a couple for me. Keep a little extra too. Okay. That's right, I did put it on the other side too, didn't I? Grab these, some extra food items. It's got 75 of those. The trick for unlocking all the plant recipes is not to go out looking for stuff to unlock a recipe. Just every time you... as long as you hold to that and don't just bypass everything, you'll have so much stuff it'll be silly. The worst thing for me was during my first world when I actually made roads everywhere. Not only did it just ridiculously bog down the world with lag and stuff, I was never stopping to pick plants up, so I actually got to the point where I was hurting on plants. So all I do now is continually grab plants when I see them, except for those purple ones. I see no reason for the purple ones. Every one of them take away benefits, so the only food that I would eat with toxicity is stuff with benefits, so I don't understand why you would want to do that. I still have a lot of them. Again, it doesn't make sense for me that why you would do that. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this heart just in case. I'm pretty sure everything here should be in range. I want to try to build this one here so I can build the other one in that nice flat spot. It's just easier when I can do everything in one area next or close to it. Okay, you're not a... gonna burn it down from the normal. I don't want to go up in these plants. Alright, that should finish it off now. There we go. Cool it down the rest of the way. Come here. Alright. Again, I think this is the one with 4. Let's at least get these loaded first. Hopefully when we start getting annoyed with the local rabble, this should take care of most of it. I'm still gonna have to deal with the green spitters, but that's okay. I can use the scope and get them from a distance. Okay, actually let me dump this garbage. Out of curiosity, is everything here covered? Okay, you're covering that, which is good. You're covering that. I think I'm pretty good, so I don't think I need another one. Yep, this is the 4 one. So let's pull up this. So this is going to be site 2. So I need 11 smelters. I think we're going to offset here. And then how many fabricators and stuff? 6, 12, 18 fabricators. Yikes. Yep, we definitely got to offset. It's going to be a little bit trickier than I was originally thinking. Oh, I didn't grab all my building materials yet. Throw all these things in there. I'm going to use these for a little bit. I'll still have this on hand, and I definitely don't need 3 stacks of these. Cool. All right, let's grab All those. Alright, now we can cook. And if I stand here and they come after me, at least they got to deal with the turrets. Okay. Thinking I did kind of build where I needed to play this. But then if I do that, where do you guys go? Is there a spot over here for you? Not as much as I would like. Could do something over here. So it needs to be 5 blocks. This stuff really gets in the way. And I don't like building through these. But I don't think I'm going to have much of a choice. Right, what's the... That's underground, which is alright. Alright. If I did this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, I think we can make this work. Okay, I think that's the lowest spot in all these. So I got to leave a 4 gap in here for each one of these because I have to put a smelter here and then up there. So we'll get to that point when we get to the actual building. So each one of these gaps is 2 smelters. That puts us at 6. Puts us at 8. 10, 12 there. All right, so we're gonna have 2. Little trick for when you're trying to figure out where to put the next one. There we go. We'll get one on there eventually, but for now I'm just trying to get this down. Okay, so again we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now, and that puts me on the edge, which should be okay. The first level's, I think, going to be up 1. It shouldn't have to deal too much with the trees because it's going to be up another full level higher. Oh no, it's just this here's going to be that bottom layer. Don't have much of a choice here unless I wanted to do it here. How far could I go this way? Okay, I can go up to here, go up to there, and then I just need to go 1 more that way. Okay, hold on. This might actually work. Those are gonna have to get it removed, but 1, 2, 3. 5. So that's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Man, nope. Ooh. So we just gotta go up 1 more. That works. I needed that 1 extra there. Okay, let's put the rest of these in. Yeah, the feeder bases, once I get the blocks up, they go pretty quick, but that's usually the hard part, is getting everything figured out. Whereas the bigger bases, I pull out the graph paper and I'm mathing everything. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right, and that's as far as I can go to the right. And that'll fit all my furnaces. This will be the first level. Okay. And then I need to set up the back end. That's right, this first level's got to be more because I have to put the second. I'm not happy about this tree stuff. Okay, so initially I'm putting 3 gap, but then for this one area I've got to put a 4 gap. And that's because of the second smelter I have to put in line behind it. So we're going to have a little bit of tree action, which I'm not super happy about. The only saving grace is that I don't have to look at it. Yeah, I wish I could connect it there, but I can't. Okay. Get that height measured up. Okay, so now we went 4 here, now we're back to 3. And again, this is just the first floor. The fabrication floor will be 2 pillars higher. Overclock. Yes. So I kind of was explaining so at the beginning. So if you can kind of look at every one of these bases that I've built, I've got massive amounts of storage is in line. Every factory that I make, and this is just titanium stuff, has an output storage. Every input factory I have has 1 to 2 input storages, and then every time it goes to another base, it's another 1 to 2 storages. So when I actually go to build something, I pretty much have access to like 5 or 6 stacks of everything that I've built up to that point. So instead of having to go by the little bit that I have, I can actually go past the amount that it produces before it gets to where it empties out. Usually that'll then fill up its first buffer, and then I move on to the next one. So every time I move on to the next part of this map, the thing just gets bigger and bigger. Yeah. So, I mean, here, let's run over and kind of show you what I've got so far. So this is like my third kind of big area. I'm also very, each one of my feeder bases, I do in the same style here, you kind of see. So it's always 2 stories, smelters on the bottom, and then I've got the fabricators on the second floor. And then my big factory floors, I also have 2 decks. So the first one is where I run all the cables, and then the top floor is just the stuff that I'm making. So it keeps it kind of a small footprint, and it looks clean from above, and then you can kind of hide all your spaghetti underneath where you don't have to pay attention to it. So kind of pop back over. So this is the one I just finished a couple streams ago. And you'll kind of see the amount of storage that I have going here. That's all output storage. Get a sec for everything to kind of come in. So everything here, so this, yeah, let me pop up here in the air so you can kind of get a better feel for it. So everything from my the starter area, came in on these rails. And so they had buffers on the outside, then they came in here, they floated into here, they got buffers here. Spaghetti is underneath in the first floor, but the top floor I keep really neat and clean. If you put an input line directly underneath where you're trying to go to, it'll go up through a 1 high block. So basically it comes right up and goes back in, and then the output, you just have to put it behind it a block and it goes back out. So you can run all your inputs and outputs in a single block, keep your second floor clean, and then run your stuff below. So each one of these storages is feeding everything that I'm building, but they've got a secondary output that then goes straight over to here. So if I finish up here, it does, but it's the amount that are in between. So all these ones here, as soon as this stops producing, anything coming from there goes out here and goes into these ones. And so now here's where I'm pushing out to my next base. This is all the 5 wide rails, and that pushes over to the next area where I'm at right now. So I'm going to have all of this throughput, which is going to be this storage, that storage, the storage back there, all the storages in each one of these specific factories that I build. Yes. So by the time anything has to actually fabricate, it's already pushed out an entire stack of these and then has to backfill. And for this next one that I'm building, the inputs, I'm going to have 2 input storages for each item coming in. And I've got 3 or 4 rails of housing coming in, 3 rails of rods coming in. So this is all the basic stuff. And so everything I build here, even though it's from that area over there, it's also this area over here, the area over there. So it's always got this insane backup. So as I start to pull the stuff out of those 2 sets of storage that are there, as soon as I pull anything out, it starts to request the items from here. So it starts to backfill the moment I start using it. As soon as these ones start to send, it's immediately asking for stuff from the other ones. So eventually, if I ran everything like 24 hours a day, yes, it would actually stop. But everything eventually gets filled up, and then you don't need it anymore. So that's kind of the theory that I'm going off of, is that when I finally get to the end areas, like if you look at this one we're doing right now, so this is all of the nodes that are in that area. So it's got like 3 sets of titanium, wolfram, calcium. But if you look what I'm also getting from before, I'm now at 1,200 rods, 1,200 beams, 1,800 sheets, and that's all from the stuff that's coming in from behind it. I'm trying to do a 480 per minute on all low tier items first, and it seems to be working well. It does, and then as soon as you go over that, get a whole second line running. Like I said, I've got like 3 or 4 lines at 480 titanium rods that are getting pushed forward. So every single area, eventually it fills up. All these things are not doing anything because they filled up. So now they've filled up these storages. The inputs have filled up from the previous one, and then I'm sending it over there where I've got more storage. As soon as I start crafting, it's going to start sucking all of these, so an entire storage will get sucked into over there, into the line with 2 storages of those items already. So 3 storages in line, and then it'll start crafting the stuff over here to refill them. So far, I'm able to go well over what I have available to craft, and I'm able to push through stuff that I wouldn't be able to yet, just because yeah, I've got so much storage, so much extra built up. And then each time I build one of these, I put their own little power. So I don't have a power station anywhere. It's just a couple here and there. But I've got 21,000 of 60 or 6,000. So far, like I said, so far it works like really, really well. Again, just because, you know, as soon as I start using it, it's gonna start pulling it from here. So it's not like I'm having to wait for the stuff to get there. By the time I'm getting close to draining one of those storages, everything from this one is already there and filling it back up. So with that going, I have to go through 3 storages or 4 storages of stuff before I'll finally have to wait for something. And then the next one is going to be like 6. So it's going to continually snowball, was what I originally called it. So now like I said, now I'm calling it more of an overclock, because it is a snowball. It does keep building up and sending more. But the fact that at the moment I need anything, I can immediately pull way more than I'm actually creating in an area. That's, well, here, let me think on, where'd that one go? I have all kinds of, there we go. So on this one, yeah, so this is what I've got coming in right now on those things. So I've got 2 of calcium sheets, 2 calcium powders, 5 lines of helium, 2 lines of wolfram powder, wires, sheets, 3 beams, 2 housing, 3 sets of sheets, 4 sets of rods. Every single one of my bases has it. It just keeps pushing forward. So that's kind of the thing I'm finding out, is if I have it in one area and I start pulling it from it, other places pull from it, you start to run into log jams and things like that. So it's a straight line. It's almost like a bus. So if I come over to this area here where I'm coming in, you can kind of see where I pulled those ones off of. Exactly. Like I said, it's why you can either call it an overclock or you can call it a snowball. But everything's kind of coming in. So I haven't run these rails yet. I haven't stopped off because this is going to be 2 big factories. This one here, which is all in this area, And then everything is pushed over to here to a big one where I'm going to start getting into the assembler and compounder recipes. This one here is going to have every single mega, what do you call it? Yeah. So over here was all the stuff that I brought in from the other base. So you can see all these were coming off of full tier 2s. These are tier 3 rails. So there's 480 a minute. This stuff here that I pulled off, these are all things like inductors, ceramics, heat-resistant sheet, sulfuric acid, all these stuff that are going over to there. I don't need it at that base here. And then I separated these down into here. And this is where I had 4 titanium rods, 3 titanium sheets. Again, all 480 a minute. So, I mean, you think about this, I'm doing 1,800 input of titanium rods alone coming in to backfill wherever I put the 2 sets of storage. So I'm going to actually have 8 full storages of titanium rods at this base. It just keeps expanding. The more you end up with more rails. I think this one is the first one I may have to do some dispatchers. I'm trying to stay away from them because they're bad leg producers, which is why I'm using rails. Not happy with this area because it's the first place it kind of looked ugly, but I love watching this kind of cruise down the map like an actual old school bus. And again, each one of these is just fed by a small little feeder, and it just makes everything that you can make from that recipe. So that's a wolfram, so all it makes is sheets, wire, and powder. And then it connects to this area and brings it down over here where it's going to get added to this factory here. And this factory here is going to be making a pump, all these things here, those 20 ceramics. So it's going to be a big footprint, but it's able to make all these things. Like, it's asking for 1,200 wolfram powder. When do you ever have 1,200 wolfram powder? But I have 2 lines of wolfram powder coming in, plus what I'm making here, so I can actually meet the 1,200 that I need while it backfills and keeps kind of filling up. And then it's only until I create what I need to do here. Yeah, so it's kind of cool, like it just said. And the next one is going to get even bigger. By the time I get to the end, I'm probably going to have like 3,000-4,000 of each of these resources coming into that final factory. And the hope is I can basically have everything fill up one full tier 2. So all recipes, including the ones at the very end. Yeah, including like the electromagnets, condensers, ion ejector, super. These are all going to be pumping out, and I'll have a full storage of each. So again, so far, like the ridiculous amount of stuff I have here, this is only my 3rd factory. Everything else is just feeder bases that have been sending stuff. This is my 3rd factory, and I'm already pushing out everything from the mega press. And I could even go into the compounder if I wanted to. Like I still have an extra 1,200 of the beams, an extra 1,400 of the sheets, an extra 600 of housing. Yeah. So, and so far, like considering how much stuff I've got running, like every now and then, yeah, I'll get a little bit of hitching, but for the most part, I'm still not suffering from the crippling lag that I did on my last game, where I had to turn off power everywhere, and it was like it was so bad I couldn't even play anymore. So up here is where I'm building this next one. Wait for it to catch up. And here's the first floor, is what I'm doing here. I am right here. Yeah. So this area here, so this is the farthest east you can get. The radiation's here. So it's got this wolfram, that 5 sets of calcium, another 5 down here of calcium. It's got all these titaniums, and then it's got a little bit of helium over here somewhere. And then the other base I had was over here. Yeah, so far, everything in this area, and this area, I've tapped. Like, I've completely tapped 3 areas. I haven't even touched the north side yet. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. The big thing is I've been waiting to be able to make enough of the stupid like ceramics and chemicals is what caused me to do this, because I could never make enough of them. So doing this, I'm actually able to make pretty much as I want or as I need. I think I'm going to go one more row over here for this, and then I can start actually putting this together. Yeah, so this first area in the front is where I put all the smelters, and then 2 pillars above them, I run the output of the smelters directly up, and then I have all the fabrication and furnaces and stuff on that top floor. And I tend to use a ton of the cross things because I like to have 90-degree angles. So everything I do is pretty clean. I do as best I can to have all 90-degree angles and as much as I can hidden when I can. Okay, I think that's about as good as I'm going to get here for this bottom floor. I just need to throw in the pillars. And then I have to put supports wherever I don't have the supported pillars as the top, which is most of this place. So let's go back to these. These feeder bases take me a little bit to get the this part of it done. Once I do, it just flies, especially after you do it a few times. And this is only, I wish they would allow you to connect to the side of pillars, but right now they don't, and I get why they don't. It just would be convenient if you could. I don't think I was going to this point, was I? Nope, I couldn't reach it on the front. So these are going to be offset smelters. So I've got basically 2 sets offset by like 2 blocks all the way back here. I think I just need to go one more to the back, and then I can put the pillars in. Let's see. Nope. Come on, there we go. Okay, put you here. And this is just where I'm running the cables and powers. So now I just got to bring everything up to. I build all of the stuff here first before I put in the top floor, just so I can actually look down as I'm building everything. Just makes it a little easier to do. And then I don't have to be running underneath it. When I do the big factors, I don't have a choice, because I have to build the top first, because I need to know where everything's going. But as you saw in that previous base, so the look from above, it's as clean as I think you can get in this game right now. Oh yeah, I got these ones too. Just because they don't give you the ability to snap things at right angles. You have to actually create your own angles, so that's why I use so many of the cross pillars. Okay, get rid of this one here. And I'm about to start throwing in. I hate that this tree is here. It's so annoying. Luckily, most of it goes above it. Problem is, I had to leave room over there for that other titanium node, and these, you can't build over these things, so it just kind of forced me into this tight little squeeze here. Okay, that should be everything. We can get rid of you. Alright, now I just need to get the floor put in. And I'll lock it in place. Ferns, you can have to... There are certain areas where it'll still say... like you can do kind of on the outside of it, but I was doing like a really big base on one of my previous areas, and it would not let me. So... The other thing is, have you found spots where when you try to build and you try to do the right mouse, it will always be red? So you have to like single place. It's usually next to like a couple specific. Well, I don't know what it is, because like there was one where I could build closer to a claimed corporate zone. Yeah, and it's a circle. I mapped it out one time, and it's literally a circle. It evolves around. It's weird. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And that's the first one, and I've always struggled with that one too, because it's such a good place to build. But it sucks when it doesn't let you. So I don't know. Hopefully that's. I don't know if anyone's put a bug report in for that one, because it's not like a one that everybody does. Because it's funny, I look at the Reddit and I look at the Discord, and most of the factories I see, people haven't even left the starter area. It's like they're, they just bring everything in and, trying to make like one big factory. It is, yeah. And I don't know. The thing I've realized is you cannot, one factory is too much. You gotta island, you gotta push things forward. Otherwise, the lag just gets, insane. Okay, I think we are good here. Normally, I wouldn't have to build a third one, but because I'm doing the offset, I don't have much of a choice. Okay, so smelters. First one comes here. Second one goes there. As I said, so I basically offset them. Core area. Okay, there. Oh, I hate it when it does that. It's just like in the middle. That's. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to put it about right here. I guess it's probably about the only spot it's gonna fit. It was so close to being, in there. All right, let's finish these up. Okay, and we got there. So I need 11 smelters altogether. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 11. Yeah, I like having a little bit extra because there's a little bit of overlap. At the last big one that I built, I tried this little technique where you put one directly in the middle of where you want to build, and then you go outside, and then you put 4 in the corners to kind of cover that, and then you get rid of the middle one. Yeah. And I do like for big ones, but these are just, like I said, feeder bases. I won't even ever come close to the heat max for these bases. Okay, next thing I got to do is I got to bring these crosses up so I can bring all 11 smelter outputs to the front. Oh, actually, you're not there. And then I run these rails into them. And then once I put the second floor in, I put another one of those. Oh, that does that. I'll put another one directly above it, and then I can just go straight from down here up to there, and it connects. I hate when it does that. The other thing that I really hope isn't... Oh, again, wow. When you put something on top of a pillar, support pillar, and then everything around it just disappears. That's an annoying one. Okay, I don't know why I'm struggling so bad with this. Really haven't tried vertical building yet. Not a huge fan of it. I probably should try it. So, yeah, I don't... Everything, the first floor to second floor is always 2 pillars. That's the way I build everything. So, if I can do something like this, sometimes I can actually use the bottom to run even more rails, so I could have 3 rows of rails kind of feeding things. Okay, now I need to route all these. So, one rail is going to have... let's see, let's get these in first. I can't use them all in a single because this is 240 by itself. I put you down as well. I think I'll put you off this way. So I can combine these 2 and those 2. I can have 2 sets that are connecting. So I can bring you down to here and then all the way up. Put you here. So make sure it's able to feed there. And then I think we got to go here. And then this one is going to... yes. And over there is 2 more perfects plus 2 normals and a pour. Like, this is a really good titanium area. The one I built over there had 3 perfects as well. That's why it's such a big footprint. Normally, I prefer not to go that big. Okay, let's see. Go here to here. Oh yeah, like I said, this is a really good spot to build because, again, you got 2 big calcium deposits. Only the one wolfram, but I believe it had it had 2 perfects there as well. So it's still that. All right. Okay, I need to put you up to here. Okay, I'm gonna run you. Run you to there. At least 2 perfect calciums too. Yeah. All right. So the second calcium. Let me come down here. So the first calcium is over here. The second calcium is right here. So if you build in the middle, they're kind of both the same direction. So there's the wolfram. Here's where I'm at right now, and it's just down here. There's 4 here and a 5th one there. So there's 5 things of calcium there. So it's another. So it's 2 good calcium nodes, which is. If there was one more wolfram, it would be like the perfect place. Okay. Okay, yep, no worries. Actually, I think I want to... Let's go one more over so I can think this will be a little easier this way. Let me get rid of you. You... I go... Yeah, I need to bring you over one more spot. Yeah, the northeast is where, like, the last of the blueprints are. Well, except for the ones that are in the engine. And then you need to go here. And it's pretty crazy. The wildlife is a little active. Okay, I think... No, I wanted you to go here. That's right. Okay, and then you're going to come here. We'll go up to that point, and you're going to go here and go up 2. All right, now I can route everything. Okay, so east comes down to here, comes to there, and it joins up with you. Oh, nope. Don't like the turns. It's got to be straight. Okay, so that one comes into there, feeds into here. Ooh, I should probably bring you down so I can... Oh, actually, can I... No, it's good. It's going under. Okay, so there's our first one. And then same as you, you come to here. You connect. You connect. You come to here. You go to here. And you go to there. Okay, so everything's where I want it. Doesn't really matter. I think I'll do 6. Oh, please don't do this to me. Okay. Okay, so we have to do the tall ones first. Trees. I don't like trees. Yeah, I would have liked to do it the other way around, to be honest. 2. 1, 2. Oh, you're in the wrong spot, too. Rid of this one. Yeah, I hate these trees. They're driving me nuts. Sooner I can get it done with this one. All my bases are fire and forget once I finish working with them. I don't ever have to come back, so I only get annoyed while it's there. Okay, and then these ones are just going to go here, 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 here. What the heck? What are you colliding with? Oh my god, these trees are driving me nuts. Not a fan, but I don't have a choice. Yeah. And the only place it ever lets you actually clip is the rails, the 5 rail, the 5 rail or the 3 rails. So I know that they can make it so you can clip. They've just chosen not to. Here. And since I finished this, I get to put the top layer, put in all the fabricators, and then this one's done. Other than routing it to the base that we're going to next. Okay. So So you run over to here. And again, crosses are my actual savior in this game. Because I would die if I couldn't, exaggerating, but it would drive me nuts if I couldn't do straight right angles. Okay. Did it twice. There we go. Okay, so everything is routed on the smelters. Now I just got to put in the second floor. Like I said, as long as you have 2 pillars between, this works really well. You cannot put storage underneath those. Storage is too tall. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think all of us do. I've come to the realization that anyone that plays these kind of factory games is given that they suffer from some kind of OCD. Like, it's just, it's why we like these games. My 3-line bus. Yes. Now the only thing that I liked about not having to do right angles is when you have a big bus and you're running that, it kind of looks cool when it does a slant, you know, as opposed to just a straight right angle. You can see over there at one point I was having this one go back up, so it's like it had to like go there and then it go in here, and it was like, yeah, it isn't very friendly for that kind of turn. So if a gradual one's better. Oh, I'm like, what's going on? I'm kind of disappointed. I set up a whole thing of turrets over here for the wildlife, and they never bothered me. Or they did, and it just took care of them, and I just didn't hear it. Could be. Yeah, I like to try to build all the way up until the end of a rupture, but when they take away the drone ability, it gets hard when you're doing stuff like that. Run lines over. Yes. Yes, you can. Now, the funny part is you can't connect them if you're over the restricted area. So if you put one at the beginning, one at the outside, you have to come all the way back out, over, click on it to start it, back up, come over, get in, and click on the other side, and then you can run them. But if you're standing inside trying to go back and forth, it won't let you. So it's just like a little trick to make it happen. I'm trying to think of some other things. So this is one that I wasn't aware of, but it's kind of cool. So like if you put in, you know, say these kind of things, and they fit into the wall, and then you want to put a window. Wait, are you actually letting me put a window in now? Did they change something? I know you can do it. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that one lets you. So like right here, how it won't let you. If you do the copy and paste for it, grab something else. I haven't seen anything downloaded. Yeah, so we'll throw one of these on here. Okay, and then if you click it with the Z, you know, the Z button, that lets you. No, it's not. It's so weird. Something's changed, because you used to be able to copy it and then place it behind things, but these ones actually let you place it anyway. That's new. Again, I haven't seen any updates or anything where I had to like, download anything, so I don't understand why it changed. What am I doing? Hunger and thirst. Trying to use all these crazy things you get from the POIs and the Forgotten Engine. Usually I just survive on these, because that's like such an easy recipe, and it covers both, so you can only carry one thing. Alright. Weird. I've only been able to do that when they aren't attached to the wall. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was weird. Like, usually I have the same thing. So you do the trick where you just copy a block and then it lets you paste. But this time it wouldn't let me do that, but it let me directly place on. So that's very weird. And I don't have any mods for that. The only mods that I have right now is the one that's supposed to fix the three wide and 5 wide rails, so they don't all get stuck on each other, which it still doesn't fully work. And then the one that just extends the drone range, just because I hate having to constantly stop building and move my person over and do it again. So neither one are game breaking, but that's weird that that's like that. Yeah, no, I even did it at the very beginning. Like I only had like the starter area. Yeah. But I'm fingers crossed that when they put out this update that they're going to fix it the proper way. So that's why I've built everything with them. It's because I'm anticipating that they're going to be usable at some point here, and I have too much stuff running to be able to do it on single rails. And again, with everything just kind of backfilling whenever it needs it, it's not like a constant, usage. Oh, missed another pillar. Yeah. I haven't had any issues with it in this world yet. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need this back floor, at least for the storages. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You're not gonna let me... Okay, you will let me... Yeah, it's one of these things again. As long as you let me put them in, then I'm fine. I'm pretty sure it's a tree. In my first world, I made a road over the trees, and I hated it. Every time you ran through, it was like in the way. Okay, now I can connect again. For some reason, it was just that one spot, which I'm okay with. Alright, let's get this stuff up top. I may have to go another row back for the actual items, or fabricators. So everything just goes right directly above their output. Except for that one, which went where it wasn't supposed to. And then you can bring everything straight up to the second floor. So it's like I've completely eliminated the size that would be all the smelters and all the incoming rails. If you ever have one of those times where you try to connect something and it connects it in a weird place or doesn't let you, I finally found that if you just scroll up with the mouse wheel, it'll actually go into right position. It's just weird. It's like it tries to connect on something that doesn't exist. Okay, so everything is up here. Remind me again what I was making. Yeah. Okay, so I need 6 fabricators of rods, 6 of beams, and 6 of sheets. Oh. That's 2, 5, 11. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I think I want to... Yeah, this gets all kinds of messy a little bit over these when you're... I must be auto-saving. There we go. And I do the same thing up here with the fabricators that I was doing with the smelters. So it's... Trying to decide how I want to do this. I could go over one more. How far out can I bring these? Because I know I'm going to have issues with the beams, because each one of these feeds 3 fabricators. Hey, Jesus, how you doing? Yeah, exactly. Thing I'm having an issue with is when you bring up a new building to place a rail, the previous thing you placed pops up, and yeah. There's a lot of other things. Assume you do 3 beam fabs per smelter and 2 for that 2. Well, 2 for rods. Sheets only take 1. There's a 60 per minute. So I think I'm going to try to put the beams here on this far side, because I can kind of go over a little bit here. So let's see, if I were to put you here, I always leave a couple blocks in the middle, and then I can go hue. Why are you not stable? I want you to be stable. Okay, it's... Okay, there we go. Lock you. Bring you over. Oh, you're still one off. So sometimes they don't want to let you mess around. You just have to hit the Alt button, and it puts it in a different position. Okay, there we go. since I'm not... Damn, Twitch ad popped up, so I'm here. No worries. How you doing, man? This has been quite the adventure. Okay, you where? What the heck is going on? Is it? It's probably because of. Now I can put it here. It's got to be the node. Alright, that means I'm just gonna have to put them all forward to make it work. What episode of yours is best to learn vertical builds? I would say the very first one in this this set of the streams. I don't know if I named them that way or not, because I rebuilt this world. I think going on a couple weeks now. Just good, just chilling out, not playing. Yeah, I'm trying to work out as much as I can before it comes out, just because I have a feeling. I got the sneaky suspicion they're going to make us reset. And not of anything I've heard, it's just with the amount of stuff that they're going to have to change. It just... The feeling is that it's going to require map resets, so I'm just trying to experiment as much as I can. Our World, man, I remember playing that when it first came out. That is a fun game. Okay, so this is going to take care of all of our beams. So that was 6 sets of beams. Again, I would have preferred... Oh, you got to be kidding me. They're all backwards. I would have preferred if I could put them one more block up. Kind of annoyed that I can't, because it throws me off of my normal build process. I always leave a couple blocks between each whenever I can, just to give you a little more ability to route stuff. Fortunately, this one didn't let me do that. Alright, let's make sure we get him in the right position this time. I'm going to have to do the back as well. I don't know why it tries to put you there. So I was making sure I couldn't sneak it in that way. Okay, now why are you not stable? Oh! Something undid? It was definitely stable when I had it the other direction. Oh, man. Please stop messing with me. Let this work. Nope, I gotta go down one more. Okay, let's try put you there. Oh, no. I was right the first time. Okay. Try another support there. Because I can always move everything over one to the right, which might end up being what I have to do. Okay, so now you just won't... Oh, I had to put it here last time. That's right. I forgot about that. Never mind. Okay, and I have to redo you guys as well. Yeah, so I'd say about when I did the 1.3 when I restarted this one, this was my very first world, so I had stuff unlocked. So I basically went through and I deleted everything. All the factories I had. That way I could start with the unlocks. Tier 3 rails, things like that. But right from the very beginning, I was building this way and kind of explaining what I do and how I do. But I'm kind of in this one too, so like I said, showing you how I set this up. If it weren't as many fabricators, I would only use a 3 gap here, and then I would just have them tucked in between here going straight up. But because of the number of fabricators, smelters I need, I got to do like the little offset here. So it really depends on how many smelters I'm feeding, and then of course how many fabricators and things up top, because sometimes I'll have to adjust the size of the entire thing based on the number of things I have to feed into. Wiggy. Alright, I think... So this will take care of you. That's my... Okay, here we go. So that's 6 beams. Yep. So I need 6 fabricators for... I think I'm going to put those in the end. So let's let's go with the... These ones will be the sheets, which are 60. Remember I told you about how I wiggle my fabs? Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, well, I've noticed that with with the pillars. Sometimes, yeah, you have to do that. I haven't tried it with buildings like this. Huh. That's possible. That might actually work. How many of these am I making? 6. So 6 of everything. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And technically, I can daisy chain all of these. So it's 2, 4, and 6. Because they're each 1 per. Okay, gotcha. I wish... I'm already committed. Okay, so... And I wish I could place them just along here, but as soon as I place one here, this entire thing is going to disappear. That's one of the things I'm not a fan of. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a line of this to cover all of these. And then I need... here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll feed them all into here. And into here. And then up into here. And then I just run it across and I can put them all in. There's 6 of them at 60 per, so it's 360, so it's within my rails. Still got level 2 rails. How close are you to getting the level 3 rails? Because that's like that's game changing. Like seriously, like the ability to put this many things on one rail, it changes how I build everything. So if you can get to that point, that's the huge. Okay, why do I have extras? Something's not up. Oh, that's right. I'm building rods, which is 2 per and 6. Okay, never mind. We're good. I hate when I get to the end and I mess something up. So I'm always nervous that I did something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a little bit over here. I gotta fit 2 more in. Yeah. And again, it's not the easiest thing to do, but if you can get it done, it literally changes everything. Two more deliveries. I'm not quite getting.
Arcadia 7 has finished regenerating.
Oh, you're talking about the well, you can daisy chain more. That's the thing that I like the most about having the tier 2 rails, is I don't have to have everything linking. I hate this part. So I didn't go this far. 28 orange building blocks. Yeah, in storage, yeah. But it's the throughput. Like I say, and if you have the tier 3 rails, like I said, I just fit 360 parts on one rail, feeding 6 of these instead of having to divide it up and stuff. It makes things easier. I just got to figure out how to get. I can get it here. I just can't get it up in the front. That's the problem. I have to see how far it's going to let me actually take this. It's got me kind of nervous. I didn't want to build here in the first place, and now I'm seeing exactly why I didn't want to build here. Alright, let's see. Get you the right height. Keep in. Yeah. It's a place like this that I wish I did have that mod that lets you place extra. So I'm not going to be able to take it all the way to the front. I got to see how far it will let me. Never mind. Okay. I am not going to complain. I absolutely 100% did not think it was going to let me do that. Okay. Now I can, and it didn't tell me it wasn't stable either. Alright, so there's my 6 4 rods, which is coming out of these 2. So again, we're gonna daisy chain everything, put them on the second. If I could have gone backwards, that's why I like to have a little bit of extra space. I don't like having it right on top of everything. But again, we'll do the daisy chain, make sure everything's on the same set of, or same bus. Been playing this game a lot in the last couple of months, dude. I started the week it came out, and I've been streaming it the entire time. Like it took me from a 4-day a week streamer to a 6-day a week streamer, and like sometimes doubling my hours. Problem I have right now is a friend I play with wants to build storages after every fabricator furnace, so it raises heat level. He just doesn't get it. So I wouldn't do it after everyone, but I'm gonna have 3 storages here. So each output is gonna feed into a storage, and then it's gonna come down here to group up there and do a storage. Are you proud of my? By the way, are you proud of my bus I ran from the other area? I think I had, at the end of it, 8 5-wide rails bringing stuff over here, trying to avoid the bottleneck or the problem that is the dispatchers. Okay. Trying to decide how I want to do this. Put you here. Let's go back one, though. And then you're those guys. And then you're those guys. And then I'll rot them up. Only bother with storage on tier 3 or higher. So, here's the reason why I've started doing it this way. Actually, let me go back to this one. So here's what's coming in from my other stuff right now. 1,100 rods a minute, 1,280 beams a minute, 1,860 sheets a minute, 870 wolfram a minute, and then it gets stored again. So I'm able to, like, I call it overclocking, but I have access to way more than I should because of my tiered storage system. Okay, this was 6 of each, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'll have you guys feed the first one. I consider having storage at the end of building Matt's area before going to the next area. Yeah, I have it at the output. So, and then I have it at the input of where it's going next. So each one of these has 2 storages that it's able to send out. And that's how I'm getting so much output, is because as soon as it's done making things, the factories just sit there. They don't do anything. So unless you're running everything 24/7, you've got a ton of machines that are doing absolutely nothing. So having all this buffers built in, it actually is doing something when it runs out or when it fills up the stuff it has. And then, so the stuff will get pulled from a future area, and then once it starts to pull out of these storages, they'll immediately turn on to backfill it. Oh, once I got this, I settled on this as a way of building these feeder factories. Like, look at it. There's 2 pure nodes, a normal and a poor, but this is the footprint. It's this small. Because half of it's smelters and all the cables running and all the other stuff. So being able to use a two tier, it condenses it. I think it's 2 outputs of 480, so like 9.6. I don't know. I just have it a single flow through, so it's because if I do more, I already had enough rails coming through. If I would pulled 2 sets of each one of these out, that thing would have been friggin' 18 5-wide rails wide. That was already the biggest pain in my I've done so far, getting all those. Yeah, no, I'm good. Just a single single input, single output. But what I do on the factories when I take all these feeders in is I have an entire row of inputs, and I'm thinking on this next big one I'm going to actually maybe have 2 full rows or 2 sets of stuff to fill in here, because it'll all backfill. But each one of these, there's a second rail coming out that goes up to the output. So once the factory stops needing the stuff in the storages, it starts to push things forward to the next area. So everything will always be kind of full. If you're on 2 into both man, 2 version 3 storage, only 1 runs. Yeah, so like I said, I'm happy with just a single 480 rail coming out, because I think that's with the amount of storages like I have backed up right now, it's getting kind of silly that I'm getting into the thousands. Because at first, when I did the math of how much it would take at the different mats at the end factory, it was kind of depressing because it's like there's not enough stuff on the map if you were trying to do everything real time. And that's kind of when I realized you just got to buffer it. You got to do a ton of buffers. Because even if you, like you were doing that first time where you had everything come into a single factory, there's still not enough stuff on the map to fully run everything all the time. But you never have to, because usually you run it into a storage. Once a storage is filled, it stops. So that's kind of where I'm basing this on, is everything is going to be used where it needs to be, and then once it's done, it's going to send stuff forward to fill other things. Because I'm never using everything at the same time. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no worries. And I like that in, as far as chat goes, because there's a lot of things that I do know, but I always forget the stuff, that I've learned and that I like to tell people. So, it's good when someone puts it in there, because it reminds me of some of the things that, I've learned, a lot of it from chat. The crazy part is trying to figure it out by seconds. I'm still happy with the by the minute. I know you can get more fine-tuned by the second, but so far. The part that's scaring me, though, with the update is the ability to buy higher-tiered versions of, like, excavators and stuff, and it's going to completely ruin all the setups that I already have, because I'm going to want to put in, the better excavator, and it's probably going to double the amount of other things that I need. Yeah, it's I'm a little nervous about that. I mean, it's a good nervous. It's a good thing to have, but it's still a little frightening. Oop, I need one more of these. And that'll come off the edge here. Oh, completely. And that's why I think that they haven't said it yet, but I'm almost, there's no way they cannot do it. Like, there's going to have to be, and it happens a lot in early access games where they're going to put out a big patch and they're going to say, if you want to play this new patch, you have to start a new save. Because there's so much stuff that's changing. I can't imagine them, it being able to work on a existing world. And even if it did, you'd want to tear it all down anyway. Because, again, none of these factories would be optimal with the new numbers coming out. If you can upgrade the smelters, yeah. Plus you can upgrade fabricators and furnace. If everything upgrades, then that's fine. Yeah, if they upgrade, the smelters upgrade, the fabric, if it all upgrades, then yes, that'll work. Okay, now I just need to program. This thing's done. I just got to program everything, connect power to it, and she's going to start running. Yeah, okay, if that's the way they do it, I'll be happy. I know, like, Satisfactory, though, they kept making changes to the existing map, not just the, the other map. So if they do something like that, that can be kind of scary as well. Let's see how far I can get you to come down. Should be able to go six wide, because it's coming off a platform. And yeah. Well, and again, like I said, if they change the map, because that is something that they might actually decide to do, based off of balancing and things like that, and opening up new areas of the map and stuff, that might be required. And I think I'm preparing myself for the worst. So if it happens and I'm not caught off guard. Okay, good. I can get up top now. Let's run over here. It's always my favorite part of these builds is when I'm done, because I purposely don't connect power to everything, so at the end I can connect it and then watch it all run. Worst thing that happened yesterday was I was doing one of these, and as soon as I clicked power, I got a rupture, dropped me to the ground, and I couldn't watch it. It's like the satisfying part. 2 nodes that show on the map on different than their... Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I'm hoping that there's just more of the wolfram and the calcium, because it's just, those seem to be the ones that you're hurting on. There's titaniums everywhere, It's literally, and so is sulfur, so is helium. It's calcium and wolfram. Require a new map. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I that's where I think that the requires a whole brand new save, because the map will be different. I don't know if, you know, if it's, they'll make you go back and do the engine again, maybe, or something. So when you, I don't know how they would do it. Beams. That's right, 6 beams. Yeah. New mat in radiated area, then water pump system. And, you know, just the oil and everything, like... Oh, wrong one. Yeah, it's going to be... And I don't know how the different, you know, things react. Like, how much... Is it just the fuel, or do you have to then add in a bunch of wolfram, calcium, or some other things? There's, you know, sulfuric acid, probably, for sure. I'm doing the right things, right? Sometimes when I get talking... You make mistakes. All I care about is the zip lines. I cannot wait to try a zip line out. It looks fun. All right, rods for the last 6. All right, last 2, and then I can. Oh, that's right. I still got to do the 3 storages. Okay, got rods. It is. Oh, I'm so excited. Every day I check the Discord to see if there's anything on there. Like, it's been almost like 4 days since they posted the last picture of stuff, so it's like, I hope they're getting close. Alright, let's grab you. Oh, yeah. And it looks fun, too. They finally showed it kind of in action, so that was cool. Alright, so I've got... Let's put a second one here. And we'll just connect it by rail. Actually, if I go here, I just need to connect up to the next to it, I believe. Did that power it? No. Oh, maybe I didn't go high enough. Try one more and then I'll put something else. Huh. Interesting. Oh, I'm still not the same height. Screw it. Okay, that should be the same height. Okay, so it doesn't connect. I'm gonna have to use a whole bunch of these to make this look good. Problem is I already had this set up. Don't like this. I don't like it at all. I'm half tempted to delete it. Oh, this would be the way to go, is right here. That's way better. Okay, I just need to have you over here, right? There we go. Keep those straight lines. There we go. So I get everything all starts at one. It's just so much fun, like, especially when you've got, you know, 2 tiered feeders coming into all the different smelters, and then everything just shoots right up off the outside directly into the fabricators, and then it just right into the storage. No gridlock, no nothing. Everything's just clean moving through. And then you already start to get stuff feeding into. That's awesome. All right, so this one is done, but I need to do that one yet too. This one I should be easier because I've got a lot more space laid out. Although this is kind of in the way of where I wanted to build over there. So I think I... Alright, let's pick all you guys up. I'm going to move you over there for when I'm building. But I'm going to move this one just so it's not in the way of where I'm trying to build the factory. Playing solo or on a server? Yeah, just solo. Yeah, I tried to get one of my buddies, a fellow retired chief, to play. He got on, but he had just started playing it, and obviously it was a little overwhelming because I had already built half of the map, and I haven't seen him play it since, so it's it is what it is. And then my buddy that I normally play games with, Renevo, he got on. He went and looked around at all the different POIs, and then said this bug's too janky, or this game's too janky. He'll come back and play it when they fix it better, and he hasn't touched it since. But that doesn't surprise me. He's a game software engineer himself, so he's a little more picky about games than I am. All right, yeah. I just need. Oh, actually, I think I had left stuff in there. I'm gonna have to go inside there and pull it out. I do hate that it's like there's a whole separate thing loaded when you're in drone mode. So coming in and out of drone mode, sometimes it's almost like you just teleported to a whole nother place, even though you're still in the same area. Alright. Yeah, I play most of my games solo, though. I just kind of always been that way. Sort. I don't know that I have room for everything. I can build the new habitat first. That works. Out of the way. Put everything in there. And then delete the other one. Perfect. Alright, put in the airlock. And some stairs. I hardly ever store anything in these, but it's always nice to have them around, so if you happen to be nearby when a rupture happens, you just kind of run in there real fast. Alright, we'll put you in here. I have all the standard ammo that was in those turrets. I know there's a way to grab everything that's in a bin. I just wish there was a way to send everything to a bin. Yeah. It's like they have a bunch of... What did that do? What the heck? That was weird. Like, I couldn't click them for a little bit. That and being able to sort your storage chest would also be nice. Okay. Shift left click. Oh, let's see.
I can use this.
No, it still doesn't one at a time. I wish it was shift single left click instead of double clicking all the time. That I'm not a super fan of. Just get everything here now that I got enough space for it. I gotta look. This one I think is 5 nodes. It's got the same exact number of ore. I think though this one I'm actually building titanium housing, which makes things a little bit different. Okay, get rid of you. Let's just grab it. Nope, I don't think I can. Okay. Can I grab it all now? Good. Alright, and we'll grab the food. Which I already had. Oh, autosave. I'm like, I can't get rid of the, I hate things like this in odd games. When they put up like an exclamation or, you know, something that indicates you haven't looked at something yet. And it's probably, for me, the hardest thing about watching other people play games is when they don't get rid of that. And every time they open a menu, there's something sitting there about it. Small problems, but just kind of annoying ones. Alright, so let's see. Let's go back to you. Okay, it's type 1. Alright, so I still need, what, 8? 11 smelters, same. More fabricators this time. Luckily, I've got a wider area to do. Can I go 11 wide? Let's see how much I can do first. So one of the when I'm building these, I usually try to find out where the lowest point on the area is, because if I can make the supported pillar, the lowest part of the area, then I can use that as the first floor, and it makes things way easier to run the things. Okay, somewhere I just saw. Let's see if I come over here. I'm trying to run this all the way to this edge if I can. Okay. I don't think anywhere else. Okay, that works. Did I put you down? I did not. Okay, I'm gonna put you here. I want to see how far I can, how many of these I can get. That's, no, that's going 4. If I can do this 3 wide, I can put them all in a row without having to do the double, and that makes things a little easier up top. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think it's going to let me. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 1 short of 11. But, if I start over here and make this the front, then I can. Let's see, let's go back one more. Now let's move you over here. Yep, I like that. 1, 2, 3. When I can put 1 at a time, I can actually go 3 wide here and 4, or gaps. So 3 blocks in the middle, 4 blocks going up. The problem is when you try to do a 4x4, you constantly end up putting things on top of the supports and then blocks disappear, and I hate that. Because usually when it happens, you end up losing like a fabricator or something, and if you had anything in there, it's gone. Like, you don't get the stuff out like when you delete something and it shows you what's going to go away in yellow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh man, I don't want to go any further this side. Let me count this again real fast. I probably could go on the other side. Yeah, I'm just kind of worried about this part over here, but we'll see. And because I'm only doing 1 row, the bottom area is only going to go out to about there. Makes it a lot easier to run. The top still takes up the whole area, and because I'm making housing, that's kind of one of the reasons for doing this, is I want a bit more room in the back, because I'm going to have to take the outputs of the beams and sheets and then reroute them to the furnace to make the housing. So it just makes it an extra step that you have to accommodate for with the layout, and then still try to make it look good. And that's the key part, is trying to make it look good. Because that's kind of like the thing that I try really hard on, is I want to make things efficient, 100% usage where I can, and I want to make it look good, even though that's not, it's like a secondary, but it's still, for me, it's still kind of, it's one of those things I really strive for, to make cool things. Which is also why I would love for them to give us things like walls and some other types of blocks other than just platforms. It doesn't have to be as crazy as like Satisfactory. I wouldn't mind if it was. Alright, yeah, we're good here. Okay. I don't think I'm going to need all this in the back, but I always build extra because it's easier to take away than it is when, like you saw back there, where I needed extra space and I'm running around trying to figure out how to fit it in. So I start big and then prune it down after I'm done building. But this right here that I'm putting up, this is going to be the top floor. So this one's going to be a much lower than the other one. Got a question. Why don't you use a rail splitter? You talking about up there when I was connecting the outputs, or like when things coming in? I tend to, just in general, because a lot of the stuff I'm doing, I'm pushing 480 on a line. So as soon as I use a splitter or a combiner or anything, I lose the throughput that I have there. Yeah, I don't... Oh, let's see. I can pull it up and find out for sure. But yeah, I have too many things on there. I've got 360 sheets by themselves, so that takes its own line. Then 120 beams and 180. I could have combined the beams and rod. I like the look of the rails. Not the individual rails. I'm not a fan of individual rails running around the map because you have to do so much, to, square them off. But the 3 and 5 rails, I've come to really like them, especially when you're running them at a bus formation with a bunch of them. It for whatever reason it just looks better, not doing a perfect 90-degree turn every time. But again, like I said, everything is feeding into something off of that storage. So if it needs it, I want to make sure that it can send the full 480 of that individual item, and not get restricted by another item that's also being requested. So probably 60% personal preference, 40% efficiency reasoning. So kind of both. And I think it's thematically, it's what I've been doing on this build so far everywhere. So all my builds are identical. Well, not identical, but they're using the exact same formats. So it makes things, when everything is kind of, that's what I'm looking for, uniform. There we go. When everything's uniform, it just kind of, I like things that way. And part of it's probably from my military service, because that's that's the thing that's pushed all the time is uniformity. The other part is my OCD. Just if I find something that looks good, and then one thing is done in a different way, I will try for a little bit to say I'm okay with it, and then I'll go right back afterwards and I'll tear it all down and rebuild it, which is unfortunately happened to me a few too many times. Okay, I think I would we'll just make this one here so I can run, because I think I'm still going to need 2 runs here. And as long as I can make them with a little gap in between, I think it'll look a little bit nicer. I like it when I can run 3. I think it looks really cool when you've got like 3 heights worth of stuff feeding into the smelters. Alright, let's lay them out. So we got 11 smelters. And now, because I'm individually laying them out, I know I'm going to have plenty of room up top for the furnaces and stuff. But the cool part about this one too is everything's in between the pillars, so I can do some movement without immediately losing structural from above. Oh my god, I do that. Thank you. I definitely would have gotten a lot further along and then had to redo connections. That's the worst. Alright, if I lock it in height-wise, maybe it'll let me just drop them into this spot here. And this happens to me more often than I'd like. It's weird. If I'm pointing this way, I would assume that... No, that's the way I want it. Did I have the output facing out, or was it like this? Because or the input facing out. I want the output facing out. Alright, let's see. I think I'm going to do something similar to before, or are these all pores? This one looks normal. Yeah, ooh. Uh-oh. Those look poor. That looks like a normal node. Maybe not. Okay. If it was, it'd mean my numbers would be off, but I was... Oh. Okay. Right, I think I would like the 2 of you together. And then the 3 of you together. Alright, let's see how I connect them all. It's always the interesting part. So because there's such a steep area, I've got to kind of... Why are you up so high? You're touching. It's just weird. Alright. So if I come here... go... Yeah, here's good. Okay. Bring it up a bit. Yeah, like that. So put you... Oh, going too far. And then you connect to here. Gotcha. Oh, no, I don't gotcha. Try that again. Having the version 3 rails here also makes it way easier when you're running the you know, big nodes like this, because otherwise you'd have to be running 3-4 you know, separate rails down there, and it can look cool. Like I said, that's one of the things I think is kind of cool looking. Oh, that's not where I wanted to put you though, but it is a pain. Okay. Same height? Nope, I want to get it up to that. Perfect. Alright, and then you can come to... let's keep it... put it on the floor, but move it up. Oh, I want your same height. Keep the height. Yeah, because I think I'm going to have... So the other one can come underneath it. Okay, get this one run so I can make sure... one of the other things too, when it comes to running things, and it's mostly when I'm doing my big factories, is it helps if you can connect all of your inputs and outputs, especially if you have multiple of one type of building making the same item. That way you're, you know, the sooner you run it, the more you know what might be in the way, and then it's easier to correct it, or to maneuver those around. Because the first time I tried one of those where I did the second floor for the fabricators and I was routing all the items on the first floor, it went really bad because I just kind of haphazardly running things, and it got to the point when I was doing the last things, I could barely move. It was so bad. So, a bit of advice: connect all your inputs and outputs to a single spot. That way, you know where you're going to be picking off of. All right, there we go. And then outputs as well, so you know where everything's coming off of. So when you're trying to set up storage and things like that, it makes things a bit easier. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, why are you not high enough? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go one more so you guys can get underneath that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, once I finish this, I can kind of go back and sort of show you what I'm talking about on the ones that I'm finished with. The middle one, because this one went so much better. The one I did in the other area, like, I'm used to it being just a pain routing wires and stuff. Like on my last save, the one where I couldn't even move in the world, it got so bad. I was routing things through two layers, and I couldn't even move my way through it. It was such a cluster. That even included stuff that was the same. Alright. So should... half and half is still going to be fine. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, I want the extra height. It doesn't need to be. I just think it looks cool because it's 2 different paths. So I think it just still looks cool having it a little bit higher. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Did I not place those? 2. That's weird. Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why I would have not placed them. Okay. Now we can run our rails. It's weird that I haven't run into any bugs over here. This is usually a really bug-heavy area. I'm probably asking for trouble, but it's still weird. Yeah. If you kind of get into doing it like this way, again, you'll get into kind of a rhythm. It's so satisfying. But again, like the biggest thing is, I think, the reduction of the footprint. Because I love the fact that the only sprawling, wow, 2 times in a row. The only sprawling areas I have is usually when the big factories where I'm taking all the inputs in and making a lot of big stuff. But even then, it's still a smaller footprint because I use the 2 floors. You're right. What the heck am I doing? Oh, and I got a wave coming. Was it all of them fabricators or just the ones I just put in? Hopefully it's only those last few ones. Nope, that's because because it had two inputs. Dang it. That's unfortunate. Yep. I have to rerun the rails. That sucks. It's not the worst thing in the world. I hate that I have to wait for the rupture to be over to fly again. Put a few in while I'm waiting. Until I see the countdown, I'm still free to move about the cabin. One less. Wrong height. It's another thing that's hard to watch. Sometimes when you watch other streamers and stuff and they'll things on different levels. I wish I didn't care about stuff like that. Life would be a million times easier. Cool. At least got everything in. Alright. I'll go hide. At least I got those back in. Why are they... Oh, God damn it. Alright, I'll fix them when I come back out. The right distance in, I forget. Smelters are 1 block longer than fabricators. It's what got me in trouble on some of my other builds because I was trying to do a 4 wide 3 deep and I couldn't fit in the second row of the smelters. So I actually had to change my design on those. So I have one spot where it goes 4 and then the spot behind it is 2. You can't tell the difference from the top. But from the bottom at least lets you see the difference. What else this game needs? A compass. Like, I guess I can open up the map and see where I'm facing, but it would be nice to have like a compass where you could at least drop, you know, pins or, you know, things like that. All the nice to haves. Although I'll hold off on all the nice to haves as long as they fix the must fixes, like the ones that are causing people to not want to play the game right now. Dang it, the entire row is like that. Shit. Now, there is a thought there. I haven't tried this before, but if I leave them and I just pull this lip out one more, I could actually use the spots besides the rails instead of having to go out, and I wouldn't risk taking those out. This actually might work to my advantage. Huh. I never thought of it like that before. I've always just had them right there between the rails. But it means I can't put stuff... Because when I'm daisy chaining, it's nice to just be able to connect them. But if I could put inside the daisy chain the connections to the other ones, it would actually look better, and it would actually function better. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave these the way they are. I want to try this out. See if there are actually any issues that I'm not thinking of. But I think this actually might work better. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me get these connections real fast so I can put in the second floor. Still got the same spots for everything, so nothing changed there. But at least now I've got one input like I'm supposed to. Thanks for the catch. I wouldn't have noticed it until I was actually trying to do the programming. And then I would have been frustrated when I went to program everything and it was the wrong thing. And then I had to do it. I don't hate, but I prefer to do all this before the roof's in because it allows me to better access everything. Okay. Wonder how I want to do the power on this one when it gets to that point. Alright, so this time we need to go one block over. Nope. Did not take. So I'll still be able to put this up on the edge. But I can actually run things along that line there, which I think that's going to make things a lot easier. Because especially with this, when I'm making a ton of beams and things, because that's the one that always causes me the most problems. Because it gets in the way of the other items that need those rails or need those inputs. Because it's got to try to find a way to get around it. But this is actually going to fix that. This actually is probably going to be the new way I do this. I think it actually works. I think it's actually going to work better. I got a real big platform this time because of the housing. I'll see how much I actually need to use. I don't think all of it. I'm going to stop at this point on the fill. I'll leave the pillars there. But hopefully, because of the width, we should be a little bit better off this time. Alright, so I'm kind of talking why I think this is better. So if I have to, oh, not that. If I have to feed a bunch of things, I can just daisy chain these ones and then have it come out and run, you know, all the different stuff over there. And then the next set just runs this way. So it just, I think it's actually going to make it easier to route, especially when I'm doing things like beams and rods, because it always offsets the line. Worse when I'm offsetting smelters. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to go wide on this one. Because it gives me 11 here, and I need a total of 19 fabricators. So we'll still offset the fabricators, but we have a lot more space in between. Okay, let's come over here. If I go with the beams first, I need 9. So that's going to be coming off of 3 inputs. And now I am going to make sure I give it that 2 block gap that I like. And then 1 up over there too. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and that's only these 3. So we're gonna daisy chain again. And I can still run these this way and feed them. Technically, hold on. Well, for these ones, I'll be able to... Trying to think if I should have... Yeah. For the rods and things, I'll be able to do that. It just... I would have ran into those. So this one, I don't have much of a choice. Just gotta keep it the way I've been doing it here. But we'll see how we can make that maybe work a little bit more in our favor when I do the rods. The heck? Somehow I missed that one. It would be nice if it tried to default to a connector rail when you're trying to do it. It just so often wants to go to the wrong spot. Oh, that's what I did. I put that in the wrong spot. Gotcha. Absolutely no reason for it to be there. For whatever reason, I always, if there's more than one, if there's not a center, if there's a center one, I'll go for the center. If there's not, I always go left. And I think, again, it's just the conformity, uniformity. They all look the same. Okay. I'm trying to think if I want to go single file. How many sheets do I need? 6. There's 3 in between, so it'll help me catch up, actually. But I still need to do how many? 6 for those. So it'd be 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I'm still gonna need to actually. It's all right. Okay. So let's see what I can do on this one. Oh, I never connected these. Yeah, I did. Okay, gotcha. So you're gonna be coming this way. I like how I left a little bit of a... There we go. This is what I was hoping I'd be able to do. Because now I don't have that disappearing on me. Okay, so it's 1, 2... I've got 3 so far. Why are you there? Oh, you're the one coming up. Ha 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 ha. I almost deleted you for no reason. Oh, nope, wrong side. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That feeds you. That feeds you. Because again, these are all... each take 1 input. That was there. And then these got to kind of push over because there's a bunch that were over the edge. Oop. But now I'm more caught up for the rods. Cool. So I need 6. Wait. 4. Okay. Wait. No. Did I do this wrong? Oh yeah, 9 beams, 6 sheets, 4. Okay. Math is correct. I just for a second I was thinking I was off, but I was not. Okay, so if I do... trying to see if I can line these up as level as I can. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I put this here, I could kind of catch that edge. Now, I like having a little separation. Makes it easier for me when I'm trying to route stuff. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. I can run it right on the same line here instead of having to go out from here. And that one goes over to there. Okay, now in the past I've used the bottom for routing, and I may do that again. I need what, 5 furnaces. Alright, so if I wanted to, let's grab the furnaces here. I want to give, actually let's expand this. We are going to need the full distance of this. Which is fine. That's why I did it. Oop. I don't want to have the furnaces too close to the outputs. I want to be able to bring things down, connect, and then bring them back up. Okay. And I can do it down here so I can still have my storage is coming this way. Yeah. Okay, let's bring it over here so all the inputs are going to come here. Let's just see. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that doesn't look bad. Still gives me room for everything to be routed to. Do everything on top this time. So these are rods which aren't used for anything. So technically, if I did this, got you all the way over to there. Not part of this at all. And I think I'm going to route everything up top. I have a big enough canvas here that I don't have to bring things down. I've had to in the past where I just didn't have the space to be able to run it up top. But I think I can here, and I think it'll still look good. It'll be all about getting everything to here. Too long. Okay, gotcha. I can only go... Alright, let's go halfway. We'll put another stop here. Are going to have 4 outputs. So furnace is going to be directly here. Still gives me the room for the 2 middle ones. I'm just going to leave it there for now. We'll see when I get the rest of the stuff connected. Cool part about the way I'm doing this, because of the the buffers over there, even if I'd used everything to make that I had coming out to where I had, you know, a balance of 0 sheets or whatever, I would still have sheets going out, because again, once the housing fills up, then it's going to start sending all the extra sheets on. Okay, so we're putting out... I could do the exact amount that I need, but I think I'd rather just kind of do the daisy chain. It's only going to be like 10-15 minutes before everything's full, and then it doesn't matter. Alright, so let's say we... two sets of outputs. I think I'm going to put you on the outside. Put you here. Oh, there. So I'm going to run the sheets on that inside one. And then at the end, come back, I think. Let's see how this works. I also never build with power. That way, the problems that you can get with block updates, I never have to deal with. Now, I basically have the choice of running some of these to connect into there and the other ones to come back into our storage. And it'll just be like an overflow. So once it's done making all of it's requested for the furnace, the rest will get sent. Okay, so let's run everything this way. So we get it to the inputs for the furnaces. So I can set this here for each one of those. Say I go... Yeah, let's go low on this line. Something else they hope they fix is having to delete the block to be able to lower it. I think that's silly. Okay, lock it in place. Down 2. Down 2. Oh, you're gonna... Yeah. That frustrates me too. Because you can't drop it if there's a pillar or something below it. 1, 2. 1, 2. And our last one. 1, 2. Okay, so I can... I'm not going to run things up yet. Still got to figure out where I want to run the sheets. Okay. I think... Ooh, that'll work. Daisy chain everything to here. Get you guys all hooked up. Oop, nope. So now, this actually works out pretty good. So I'm going to think it would have been better if these were the low ones and those were the higher ones. Might have been able to go over the top. Yep. Okay, let's try that again. And I know better. You never put the low one in the back. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. I think at this point then, I need to... Instead of being level, I'm going to bring it up a couple blocks. 1, 2. One, two. 1, 2. I think this will work. 1, 2. And again, I know I could make this work if I didn't care what it looks like, but I'm trying to also make this look all right. Okay. Rods I don't care about, so it's just these sheets here. They're all going this way, right? Yeah. So now I just need to put you here, up 2. And it's going to go 2 directions. So it's going to go this way and that way. It'll still loop into... I think I'm going to make these go to the right, and then the lower one will go to the left. But at the end, I can then just feed this into storage. And that takes care of sheets, both inputting to the furnace. That's ugly. And I know better than to do that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. So this comes here. Alright, you go again to there. Gonna have to probably be the one. Oop, I gotta go up. One, 2. So basically it's feeding everything, so once it's all full and can't take any more, then it'll peel off here for to connect to there. Okay, that's you guys. Except for you can't be there because I needed you to go up 1 block. Okay. This. Not my favorite way of doing this, but it keeps it from interfering with the beams that are going to have to go on that row here. Okay. Oop. You. Oh no, I did need you there. And there. Yep. So that second one's going to go here. Alright, let's put you in, only you get to go drop down just to make sure. Oh. Helps to hit the right mouse button. And again, hopefully this allows me to have them both here on the same spot. Cool. And, whoa! Why didn't you place? Okay. So I'm going to come down to you, and that gives me 2 directions too. So now I have this output also to go. So I'll feed in here until they're full, and then everything else will go to storage. Or until the housing storage is filled, and then it'll start to pull from there. I still don't like this part. I'd rather have them all coming from here. So that would all be the outputs of you. Those autosaves get longer and longer. Okay, there we go. So if I try... same height? Yep. I can run you to you. Still gives me a good angle. And then I just need to get you... up to... that works. I don't like the way I ran it there. It's the only one that was going to go around and have to come back. Okay, there we go. So we got 2 blocks between you guys, so you're going to come here. Okay. Let's get everybody connected. Oh, you were... I don't know why I did that. You're actually a straight shot to here. Okay, there we go. Now they're all... Puts are here. I can put the storage out. Gonna have to come this way. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody has to back up 1 block. Okay, fill those back in. Nope, I need more space. I gotta put them on the other side. Just a little bit more space would be perfect. I guess I could go 1 more in. It's already there. That's already there. And these just need to go back. And that gives me the extra space. I just need to be... they all need to be coming out the exact same spot and going in the same... We'll call it row. That's the... If I do it like this... Alright, let me look down here. Okay, you could go in... Okay. What I'm trying to do, I think I want the outputs to be back here. So for you... Just run you to here. Okay. You will run to here. You will run to here. you will run to there. Okay. And it's a good use of all the space I have, too. Definitely could have made this better if I'd run things under... Well, not better. It would see less up here, but the chaos underneath would be terrible. So this actually ends up working out better. Oh yeah, you are... I was going to say, I thought I connected you. And then you just pop into here to the first one. Alright, and then for the output, rail goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to leave it there for the moment because I'll have to figure out exactly how I want to get it down here. Probably the easiest would be just to drop it this way. Okay, so you go under there. And it gets us on a nice, pretty 5-rail. Technically, I could probably just do this. Like I said, then it's ready to go down. And say, let's do this so I can maybe... Hold on. I'd rather have you here and there. Still connect you right there. And here. Oh, that's where I was connecting it to. Never mind. How close am I to you? Oh, you're right on, aren't you? Okay. Just put a cross here. And that turns you back on, and then I just have to connect you over to there, and we'll be good there. But first, I need to program everything. Okay, let's... Alright, and then these will go up to our second floor. Yep, I'm overheating, so I am going to have to do some cooling. Just need to make sure I get that done before... Actually, I don't want to connect you guys yet. I need to get you up another block, too. That would be cool. That would be the perfect way to connect these. Okay. I'm going to pause what I was doing here for a sec. I'll reconnect everything here once I get these where I want them, but if I get them the same height, then all I need to do is put that one block. Oh, I hate when I... There you go. Okay, I don't want it directly connected. I just want it the same height. Still got 3 there, and I can still connect you, just turn those on. And like I said, all I need to do when I'm ready to turn this one is just run this rail over to there. Okay, now let's go program. Start with the bottom floor. You're weird. Okay. Oop. titanium. And this is just yet another feeder that's going to have me a stack each of housing, all the different things, standing by waiting. I've got like 3 of them here in this area, plus the 3 I sent from the other area. So it's like, legitimately, I've got currently 6 tier 2 storages full of housing. That's kind of silly. But that's the overclock. That just means that I can just feed, I can pull more than I can produce in this area, because it's only going to be until it completes whatever I need, and then it'll backfill. So for now, everything's going to sit there doing nothing once it fills up all of its storage, and then it'll just be sitting there waiting for me to turn everything on. And I'm suddenly having some major lag here. This was beams. It comes and goes. And this goes up until I get to sheets. And the sheets was where I had the separate... Yep. 2, 4, 6... Nope, I think you are also the beams. Okay, hold on. 2, 4, 6. Oh, it was 9 beams, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Okay. You were also beams. Okay, did I get you? I did. Okay, now the next 6 are sheets. 4, 5. And then the last of these over here are all rods. Okay, and then furnace over here for housing. Getting its... So I could have technically combined these 2 items and just gone a single one into here. I think I was just kind of wanting to, for once, individually feed everything. Okay, and then we come over here, and you should now only have one option. Yep, rods, housing, beam, sheet, and now all I gotta do is finish my platform. Cool. So all those are running now. Yeah, it's definitely not as neat and clean as some of the ones I do. But again, this is 5 titanium housing being produced. So all the ores getting routed through into the smelters. Wait, I never connected these, did I? Oops. How did I do that? They're all racing to get up as soon as I make the connection. Weird. It is fun to watch them go, though. And look at that. No bottlenecking, nothing. Everything is just flying through on its own rails, and then all heading over here to storage. So that's utilizing everything here. 2 piers and some pores. Okay, the only thing left in here to build on these feeders is our calcium nodes over there. I do still want or need to. There's some sulfur and some helium, I think, that I want to probably run over as well. Alright, let's go back to our habitat, grab anything we might have stored there, because we have 0 reason to ever come back here again, technically. If If I end up having issues, I might come back here to troubleshoot, but it looks like everything is working fine.
I think I can use this.
Okay, nothing else in here. Alright, let's head back down. I do like the look of the multi-tiered, because it makes it look more like an actual factory with other things happening. And then they also stand out a little more. See, when you're looking around the map and you see them, they're just a little bit bigger, so you can actually kind of see what's going on.
I'm dehydrated.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have to do a bunch of running of cables, that is. Because once I do this last calcium, I mean, that's the last feeder, that's when we have to start building up our platforms, running all of our stuff into the storages, setting up the storages. Oh, shoot, I forgot. I need to come in here anyway. Forgot I was overheating over there. I was exceeding the heat level. So I need to drop a big one.
Oh, nice.
Let's go grab a few crystal building blocks. I can't remember where I put them. I think I left them at the middle base. Okay. Let the game catch up. And while we're here, we'll take a peek again. This is what we're going to be building after. Oh, I had him on me the whole time. Well, you know what? Let's make some more while we're here. Okay. Back up to 1500. Yeah, so this is what we're going to be making. So all the other feeder bases are feeding into these, including all the outputs from the first of these, large combo bases. They're basically all running in. This is all from the first zone, plus the things piggybacking off the wolfram and titanium there. Also, the calcium coming in over here, and then a bunch of other stuff over there. There's another titanium, and a wolfram. So all those things coming into here, plus the outputs. And I had everything coming in to these storages. So storages on the out, storages on the in, and then a line off each one of these storages over there into the output storages. So again, some of these things have 4 or 5 storages in line now to pull from. And while I'm building, they're just constantly filling up until I need them, and then they'll use what's there, and then they'll go back to restocking. So I've got the platforms separated so I don't have too much lag from the block updates over here. All the stuff I do, I run from the bottom. This is one of the things I was talking about. So these are ceramics, and the first 2 are ceramics. So it's 10 ceramics here. So what I did before I even routed any of these cables down here, I connected all the inputs and outputs together in a single line. So you can see over there, this was the end of all the ceramic outputs. And then I was able to take it here and then get it routed over there to storage. Same thing with the inputs. They all came in a single line, so I could basically feed one end in and it would feed all the other stuff. So it kind of makes things a little easier running wise. And then of course for the extra off of the storages that I didn't use, I ran separate lines for those. So you can see over here I end up with a full 5 wide peeling off all the things here. It's like stabilizers, tubes, stators, rotors, ceramics, and then they basically make a run wherever I could find a nice straight path all the way down here, and then feed back up into the storages above. And everything I have in this on these platforms is only there for a single block. So inputs and outputs, well, except for right there because they were feeding in, but inputs and outputs go up a one high block. You're able to take the inputs by putting a crossway. If it's a two high pillar between the two floors, put one cross directly below, don't change the height or anything, and it will immediately come up and connect into there. For the output, you just have to make the hole and put the cross one block further. So it's going to be 2 blocks from underneath it. But it comes down and connects over there, and kind of coming over there to connect all the different ones over there to make one big line. So this is what we're going to be doing after I get this last calcium node built, is the next one of these, and it's going to be even bigger. But if I keep doing this as I move forward, again, everything from this map, including excess from the storages, plus the items getting produced into those outputs, and then the outputs fed into all of these. So I ran them, picked them all off, brought them down here. So I started off with, 7 5 rails. And then as I went over there, I picked up some more from that base, and then picked up a few more at the beginning. So, and then this goes over to where we are, so that you kind of see that thing there. So that's the plan, you could say, of what we're doing here. Is you can either call it a snowball or overclocking, but I have more of every item that I'm creating available than I could produce at any given time. But that's because I just keep storing it in more and more of those storages, which allows me, when I start pulling, it's just going to be an infinite line of things to pull before it finally ends up running out. But while it's pulling, it is going to be creating more. So it can eventually run out, but that would only be if I was just constantly creating things and pulling them out and making it go. But I don't see that being an issue. East Central. Yeah, I don't see that being an issue because, again, you only build a new base, and it takes, while you're building it, just keep storing up, and then I'll do like I do, where I turn everything on, have it all craft, and then it'll just be enough to fill one storage on the output, and then it'll stop and everything else can backfill. Okay, so what I want to do is I need to put down one cooler over here. So let's get a little bit closer. And we'll run that over to there. Yeah, the place we're about to start building is all of this. So this is where I was able to do to find it, so I could build a bottom floor in all these areas, and then have another one 2 floors up, so I can route everything underneath. Inputs are going to be here, and then going across there. So this line here is going to be all of my storage inputs coming in. I'm in the process of working the map for that, which is this here right now. So again, the plan I have so far is the storage coming in and going along that line, and then the output is pretty much going to be over here. I am going to finally use some dispatchers and receivers for this the first time here. I've been avoiding them because I know they do cause a bunch of lag, but that's because I need to get everything from, well, there, which is going to be my second base in here. This one's going to take all the little stuff, and then that one's going to take all the big stuff input to make even bigger things. But from here, my next spot that I'm going to is like all the way up over here. And I could, but I don't feel like running a giant 11, 12, 5 wide bus all the way up there. So I'm going to allow myself to centrally send one set of dispatchers, and then as I go, everything else is going to come in from those angles into that one mega factory, which will craft all the endgame stuff. And the goal to win, not to win, but to complete, is to have a full storage, version 2 storage of every single item in the game. Alright, so let's get back over to here real fast. Let me drop one of these down. I think I just need to get... I thought one of them was over. Maybe it's because I had something selected, and if I put that, it would go over. It's possible. I'm not seeing a spot where it's overheating. I see a spot where it's close. Oh, wait. I was trying to put power up at the time, so if I pulled another power up, there it is. It shows you what it's going to be if you place it. Okay, so I'm not overpowered. We're good. I was going to say, because typically I don't have to do any of these feeder bases. They're usually not a big enough footprint for that to be an issue. Okay. I think I have the stuff that I need. Alright, yeah, I should have enough to build my calcium, and then I just need to run it over to this point here. I've got to run into bugs here eventually. It's been so long since I've seen them. It's weird. Definitely unusual. Let's grab that thing. I don't think I have a heart on me, and I don't know if I need to place another one. My guess is I probably do. So we'll just go ahead and grab one to be safe. I do know where there is one extra Wolfram node. It's all in the radiation zone, but it's close enough that you can do a couple corpse runs into it to grab it. And it's over that back area where we're going to be finishing up. Ooh, another one. Okay, good. I always like having another one just in case. Because since we're far enough away, I might go ahead and lay down one more teleporter here. Wave warning. Just for ease of access, because we're getting pretty deep into here. I'll pull it away once we're done. Okay, let's put up a habitat here real fast. Sure, that works. Did I get the other one? Do I have to? I do, but I don't want you, or you. Don't need any shelving in here. This is just sitting here waiting for the wave to pass. How close am I? Oh, I got a ways to go. It's right here. I think I gotta go around. Yeah, I need to go this way to get around it. I think this might be a helium node here. I do have a couple caves nearby that I should probably hit up before I head over there. A couple dead bodies too. I haven't made an effort to go around and collect everything yet. But I probably should. If they don't make us start over or create a new save for the update, I want to make sure I have as much data saved up to try to help get through like some of those first quests. I've seen on Reddit and stuff some people talking about having over 1 million banked. I guess they level up their base and then just fight a whole bunch of bugs and then collect all the parts, and I guess that's how they're doing it. I have too much fun building. If I get to the end where everything's built and I'm just looking for something to do, I might think about it. It's costs so much more to upgrade a core than it does to just drop a few of the large coolers. Not sure why I'm all of a sudden yawning. I got at least 6.5, 7 hours of sleep last night. I should be good. I find it humorous these days, so I do both YouTube videos that I upload 7 Days to Die, and then I do my streaming. And so I'll usually get up in the morning after my cat goes crazy, go ahead and feed him, and then I'll sit down in my chair, turn my TV on, and probably watch YouTube for about an hour, hour and a half, you know, just kind of relax. Ooh. And then I come up to my office and I record one or more episodes, and then I'll be editing them. And man, I find myself falling asleep. I don't know if I'm putting myself to sleep because I'm boring or just lack of sleep. Holy cow, man. Every time I'm editing, I'm just constantly falling asleep. All right, let's jump down here. I got a bunch of those. Haven't used them for anything yet. I know what they're for. Again, I don't plan on raising my core at all. And my autosave. It would be nice if you could. There was a setting for how often you wanted autosaves to happen. Give you some kind of choice. Must have been in here recently. Doesn't look there's a lot of them to grab.
Acquired.
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, and there's the body. I don't know. Maybe I didn't because I
That's a snack.
hadn't collected that yet. Uh-oh. Did I drop something? Man, I don't see anything in here I don't care for. I'll use that. It sounded like something dropped. Yep, there we go. I am full to the brim, apparently. And I think the other one is on the way to where I'm going anyway. I don't know how long you have to wait for these things to respawn. Okay. Looks like it's up this way. Probably on the other side of this, which is where my other base that I just came from is. Which means I probably have gone into there soon lately. Even if I only get one though, like 5 of those crystals gives you like 100 of the building material, so it's still worth. How far away am I? Oh, I went too far. Oh, there it is. I'm pretty sure I probably have been in this one recently. But we'll see. Well, you're still there. Ooh, okay. More than one. Even if it's only 2, it's still more than 1. Yep, I've definitely been in here before. I know there's areas of the map that I haven't been to in a while. So... But it takes a while to get to where you're trying to get. So it's like hard to just do a big run where you go everywhere and pick them all up. I could set it to where I could probably get like 3 or 4, maybe 5. But then I'd be sitting around waiting for the next rupture. Okay, yep. Heading this way. Open... Yeah, I remember this one. This calcium. It's got 2 locations. Oh, I gotta... My eyes. It's got one that's a little distance away that you can't drop one single core to get it. Okay, this is where this was. Okay, I'm gonna need 3 cores. So let me grab this one as well. Because I need to place one over here for this helium that I need to run. Yep, don't want you. Let's go ahead. Let's drop the one here. Oh, you already are. There's 3 there too. Actually, I think I knew that. I think that's what I had on my sheet. I use an interactive map a lot to kind of plan out where I want to go. And the cool thing is you can actually click on them and tell them when you found them, so they kind of get grayed out a little bit. So it makes it easy to verify that you've hit all the nodes. Alright, there we go. So those are the good ones, and then there's another one over there. Don't know that I've been all the way over here yet. Nope, I did get the drone. Okay, so I have been here. Alright, where do I want to place this factory? Oh, this one I think is the one that's far away. Okay, gotcha. I need a flat level place. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's another one over there, 5. So I can run all these down to here. Let's get this up first. First off, make sure that all these are covered, including the sulfur. Did I get all of them? Can I place... That's all I care about. Can I place you? I can. Okay, and then those are the helium. Yep, there it is. That's the other node I want. I also need to make sure that the factory is fully covered. Over this way, just make sure you're Why does it do that? It shrunk the size that it covered. Okay, I gotta move it a little bit further to the right. Okay, good. Alright, now I still need to decide where I'm building. This might be... I need the fog to go away so I can actually see what I've got to work with. Or is this actually the best spot? Okay, I can actually see better if I'm over here. Alright, hold on. Let's pull this thing down. Alright. Okay, you are normal, normal, pure, pure, normal. Jeez. It's a lot. Okay, so the pures are the 2 farthest away. Gotcha. I should still be able to do it on 2 rails. But now if I bring over here, okay, 4, 8, 12, 14, I need 14 smelters, and 14 furnaces. Okay. Well, at least I can see what I'm doing now. Think I'm gonna have to offset. That's 100%. I know that's gonna be a thing. You guys, can I build here? No, hazardous area. Yep. Okay, damn it. And you're all hazardous too. Man. I guess this is the best area. Alright, let's head over this way. And I don't think yeah, I can't. Is this a cave? No, it's just a water area. Yeah, so I'll have to bring the rails in for the nice stuff over there. This is definitely going to be the biggest build area I'm going to have. Okay. Let's go ahead and put us a quick habitat over here. Put it back this way.
Raptura status stable. Arcadia status.
Oh, you moved at the last second. Oh, I hate how it does that. If you move while you're laying it down, and then somehow it thinks that you changed your mind. Like, when would you ever change your mind mid-build? Alright. Gets us to there. Now, it's going to be interesting to figure out how low I can get. So, I guess the best bet is going to be... Okay, find out if there's anywhere where I won't be able to place you. Okay, so it looks like the lowest area is actually here. Okay, that should be fine. We should be good here. So we're gonna have to build up one more for our bottom layer. Okay, I'll go as far as I can before you stop letting me. Stop letting me there too. Okay. We're gonna have to do the 4 wide to offset. So I need 14? Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8. Up an extra layer. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Cool, I can get an extra one. That's good. Okay, that'll help. Alright, let's get it up. A few more layers. So, ooh, you need to go one more. Let me make sure I didn't do any others incorrectly before I start going. Four, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay. So, the first row, I'm going to do 3 gap difference between. The next row has to be a 4 gap distance between, and then followed by a 2 gap. And that's just because I'm trying to keep the same balanced distance of normal, but I have to be able to, I have to leave room for the second smelter because it's a 4 block long. So where that one fits in for the offset, I have to accommodate. Also means that I have the bottom floor goes for a little bit longer. Okay, there we go. 4. Okay. And lock you in. 4, then like a guess then over here it's going to be like a 2 gap. No. I'm going to go 3 gap anyway. Shouldn't cause any problems. Famous last words. Okay, so right where I'm placing it now, this is going to be the first floor. All the stuff that's lower level is going to have a pillar placed on top, which means that we're going to have to make a support. Uh-oh. Okay. It's unfortunate. Well. Yeah. So that limits how far we can go now. Yeah, it's not good. Well, actually, it's only furnaces, so you know what? I think I'm going to be fine. I don't think I even need to go this far back because it's only one item being crafted. I do think I will need to offset. Alright. Let's get everything up to second floor level for the pillars. Alright, there we go. Oh my goodness. 2 in a row. Autosave. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna run it or put the pillars up to go this far, but I don't think I'm gonna need to actually go this far. It's always the slow part, getting the foundations put in. And then we still gotta figure out how we're gonna be routing the inputs. So we gotta... The majority of the stuff we're using is way over there. I think the number of it should be able to fit on 2 rails, but I might, for the fun of it, run it on 3 rails so I can go 3 high. I like how that looks when you're feeding into the smelters and it's coming in 3 different rails, 3 different heights. I like that. It looks cool, even though it's not necessary. Alright, almost done. Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to go this far back, because this is going to limit how far I can go to square it off, because I don't know that this is going to be able to make it all the way over there. I hope it will. Yeah, it was just unfortunate that one small area was a little bit, because I could have did the whole thing a little bit lower. I think these were the closest to the ground, so I could have probably made it. I just didn't go far enough over. Now I got to put in supports because majority of this is going to be on the pillars, which does not provide any support until I get to here. Past here, I don't need any support. Let's get those in, and I will need to go 1 higher still. Actually, 1, 2. I might need to put some stuff here on this layer because I am offsetting. I'm offsetting the smelters, so probably not a bad idea. All right. Let's get these pillars, and we put the ground floor in. I don't need to go too high. Go that high. Nope. was fine there. If it's a supported pillar, then that means that it's good. Well, at that level. These have supported pillars too. See, I thought I needed that there, but I didn't think there was a beginning support put in. All right. See, I should be going the other direction, which is 4 wide. I can do more, but I'll do it after this one. Makes it easy having something to build off of. Oh, nope. Wasn't really going to be able to do much past what we did. Now I see at this end. Okay, I feel better now. One, two. These ones here, because they're actually, I think I do need to do the full. I need, especially if I want to do 3 inputs. But I won't need to go any further. Okie doke. Alright, not bad. Let's get our smelters in place. Oh, I did need another core. Haha. It's a good thing I grabbed that. Alright, where should I go? Sure. I don't think... I just need to make sure it overlaps with that one. Alright, now we can place them. So we got 1. And this is why this had to be 4 wide over here. 4, 5. It barely overlapped. 6. And I already forgot that what I did in that last time. Going out 1 extra block. It's fine. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That was what I needed, right? 8, 12. Yep, 14. Okay, we got enough of the smelters. We're just gonna put in, get everything up to the front. Okay. Let's get everything pathed in excavator wise. I'm just going to bring you go over the habitat so I'm not having to duck under it. I hate that. And I think we're going to put you on the back side. Alright, is that high enough? Okay, that's level there. 2. 1 level. All right, let's 1, 2. There we go. One of these areas over here will connect with that one. Actually, that can be its own. Because each of the 240s can be its own, and the 120s can be their own, which connects with that one, because it's going to be 3. Alright. I may have to move. Yeah, I gotta move. Too far away. Didn't have to move much either. Just enough. Even with the extended range of the drone. Alright, now we should be good. I don't want to get too close to it. I'm pretty sure this bug's going to be around here, and I've for some reason been pretty lucky the last little bit, so fingers crossed, keep it that way. Okay, so you guys are going to be your own separate. Let me get down a little lower. On the steep hill too. Remember the last time when I was doing it, I was getting kind of frustrated because it seemed like it was including elevation for the distance for the drone. Okay, so you guys are your own path. I'm gonna actually end up bringing a triple, but I need you. Let's connect before we go on to other things. Otherwise, we're gonna start getting confused on which connects to what. Good there for now. Okay, we'll do you. You come in just one off of it. What the heck? Why did you connect like that? Or was that the only way you could connect? Was it too steep? No. Okay, you just wanted to be difficult. Alright. So I think at this point... you're the middle. That one's going to be the far right. Let's run it up over to here. Get this corner taken. Yes, this hilltop is just... this whole area here is just difficult to build on. Finding a spot to put the factory up, all of it. Ooh. Oh, that's right, you're going to connect with it. You're on your own. You're going to become the third one. Not what I was actually trying to do. Get rid of you. You're the final rail, but I do want to combine. Let's see. I think the best way to do this would be to make this go up pretty high. Okay, that works. You connect to there. there. Come back up there again. Okay, now we just got to run you the rest of the way. Hard part's done. And I always go 18 blocks with these. It's not the max, but it saves me from running into trouble. And by trouble, I mean elevation. I swear elevation has a factor on the distance you can run things. Okay, 18. Actually, I didn't want to put you there, and I also hadn't elevated you yet. Okay, that's me. Okay, we're getting close. Turn here. Actually, I want to be here. Nope, I still need to go one lower if I want to even. Which I do. Are we even? Yes. Okay, I'm going to bring you down to about here. And then you go down to... Whoa. First off, got to be the same height. One, two, okay. 1, 2. Alright, now we can run everything here, and then we'll connect that all. And then our inputs will at least be run. I'm glad I don't have to come back here and see this again. This was a pain. And it does not look as good as I would prefer it to look. Okay. So that's right. The other thing I got to do between streams, I still have to run all the connections over to where I'm going to have the storage inputs. I don't have to run them all the way. I just need to get them close. Because the next stream will be setting up that storage, figuring out where everything needs to go, getting it all routed, and making sure we have plenty of space to run things. Okay, getting close. And this one shouldn't be too far that we're going to have to run it. It's only 1, 3. Man, when I was running that bus, it got up to 8 5-wides. Like, it was... You get into a rhythm, but man, it was annoying. For the small ones. Nice. It's a lot closer, so it's easier to get everything to line up. don't know why, but for some reason it was popping in my head. I remember my I pre-commissioned one of the ships I was on, and we commissioned in Philly. And it just, for some reason, just popped into my head Yingling. It was like this, everywhere you went in Philly, that was like the beer, Yingling. I don't know why that just popped into my head just now. I think at one point a while back I was trying to remember what the beer was, and usually it just kind of comes to you eventually. Apparently, I guess that's what it was. Okay, now I need to. Okay, the hole goes here. So each of you are 240 on the far right. So that means 4 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the rest of these are going to be either level or up, so I don't have to put a hole in the floor. Okay. So let's put you in the spot you're in. You go level, you go up 2. Okay, so you're also doing 4. And then the last one's just going to do what's left. Something's not adding up right. So 4 from you. Oh, sorry. 4 for you, 4 for you. And then 6 for the last one. Okay, gotcha. Alright, there we go. For some reason, I forgot that it was more than what was on the piers. And I don't get to do this very often, so I really like when it's a 3-layer coming in. There, you connect there, you connect there. One, 2, 3, and 4. Ah. That's not where that goes. Neither is that. There we go. Okay, that's good. You run to here. 4 again. 2, 3, and 4. Can I make this connection without another connection? Nope, too long. I figured it was going to be. So I think we'll put you up here. 1, 2. Stick it behind a pillar so it's not sticking out like a sore thumb. Okay. There we go. Despite how chaotic the mountain where the nodes are, my factory at least will still be clean. Still look good. Okey-doke. Now we can put on the top. And again, I'm not sure how far this is going to have to go because we're just doing furnaces. I gotta look at the numbers again. See if I need to offset or if I'm able to do something else a little more creative or a little less. Just a little less. Sometimes you just want a little less. Okay, how many? 14. Okay, dear God. Nope. Okay, this was not a little less. This was not one of those times. the furnaces will also have to be offset, but I should still have the room out the back to do this in the smaller footprint. Again, if we were doing this on a single floor, this would definitely be having a few more issues. Okay, we were able to get it all the way. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get our outputs routed up. Oop, nope, you're wrong. And it's the exact same number of smelters to furnaces. So at least there's that. Alright. Well, let's start with our first furnace centered up here. Give it 2 block gap. 2 block gap. If I did it this way, they could all be straight shots in. Except for it would be nice if I had them facing the right direction. That would truly be nice. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that though. It doesn't completely 100% center, which I'm trying to not struggle with. I really want to be okay with this because this would make things work so nice. Especially because it would keep them the same size. Yeah. If I did like the normal, it would eventually start getting off. And I'd have to be doing a bit of extra work to get it lined up and running. So I think that's reason enough for me to do it this way. And the fact that it's all like this does still give it a form of drawing a blank on the word, but they all kind of look the same together. Okay, let's bring them up and then bring them in. Let's just do our normal. Let's one at a time. It's throwing me off trying to do 2 different things. This is the last feeder base here. Next project is to actually start working on the factory. You know better. Don't go there. Or there. Maybe I'm too high. Let's go down a little bit. It's nice that these are all straight in because of this. So I don't have to do any finagling or moving extra... Come on. Extra crosses. I'm rushing it. I'm seeing the end and I'm getting excited. Just gotta slow it down. Make sure I get everything in the right spot. Nope. Now each of these is putting out 60. Eight would be 48. 7. So let's do 7 apiece on 2 lines. Okay, if I were to this and that. See if I can expand this out just a tad for ease of routing. Okay. So we'll do 7 at this depth. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we'll do the others. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll connect here. Not a simple connect there. And we'll daisy chain them into the storage. And I'm using a ton of storage on this map, but it's so far paying off, and I really think that when I get to the end, if everything is sitting full and I turn those last compounders and assemblers on and start pumping it out, it's going to be a bit before it actually runs into any kind of delay. There we go. But I think it's actually going to... I think it's going to work. I'm feeling more and more confident the further I get into this that this is actually going to work. And that I'm not going to have to let my computer sit for, 10, 12 hours, because the sitting for 10, 12 hours is while I'm building. Because I'm building up this backlog. I'm building up this surplus so that each time I get to a new factory and I set up and I start crafting a lot of things, the insane amount of storage backlog that all the way back to the first map, it means I'm done filling up the storage for that one before I ever even come close to running out of the materials needed. And then once I've got that filled up, it stops. And so the other things have time to then backfill and then get back to where they were. Okay. So put you here. After we get our autosave done. There we go. Okay, 2 outputs will be on both on the outside and inside edge. And I think when I route this, I'm just going to take it up and over here because I'm pretty sure that'll take me right to where I need it. Yep, for that next area that we're building in. Perfect. Now all I need to do is program everything and then give it power. Okay, let's see. I still need to build access. I love these little mini feeder bases. I like the way that they look. The 2 stories, all the wires going, because this is cool. When it starts flowing in, when we turn power and seeing them on the 3 different levels, I'm very much a big fan of that. Okay. So I think I need to go, to here? 2. Come on, get up there. Alright, you're not gonna let me? No, I just have to do it one at a time. Okay. So if you build these off of a supported pillar like this, you're able to take this all the way to the ground. Just gotta get you out of the way. Put you in instead like this. And there we go. Alright, let's get these first. We are doing calcium. Wait, I
need water.
Okay, that. I'm glad I saw that. That's an oops. Okay, let's have this selected because apparently I never connected you guys to there. I placed them, ran them up, but never actually connected them. Okay. Easy fix while we're down here, though. Can tell it's getting late and I'm getting tired. Start doing silly things like that. Okay, almost done with the smelters. I don't know why it didn't want to show up for me there. Alrighty. Okay, smelters are good. Now we just go up to the second floor. Program all the furnaces for powder, and then we're good. Well, power. There's a lot of powder getting produced here, though. And by the time it gets to where it's being used in the factory, it'll be 3 tier 2 storages deep to pull from before it even gets to where it needs any of the stuff being crafted here. Like I said, it's basically overclocking. So I'm able to turn up the output of, or the input of certain things in excess of what it's supposed to be producing. But it's all down to storage. Nice clean angles. I think the only thing I saw today that I might start using, and that is having the lip over there, but I didn't need it at this build, so I'm fine. But there's definitely something I need to think about for some of my future builds. Okay. I need more than one.
I'm detecting increased
Oh.
rupture activity.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Prepare for a wave.
No. Nope. Taking the power away. My favorite thing about this is turning it on and watching everything. Like, that's the worst. Gosh. Just as I apply power, it knocks me out of drone mode for a wave warning, so I don't even get to watch it. Nope, I turned that off. We will reconnect it after this is done. That's funny. So basically, yeah, it's, oh, I do need to run that sulfur. So I'm not fully done. I've got to put up the 3 sulfur refineries after the rupture. And I've also got to take these 3 heliums and run those over to there, as well as the stuff here. But I'm going to do all that off stream, because it's not very fun watching someone spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours clicking one rail to the next, one rail to the next. It's yeah, definitely not the most fun thing to watch. So I'll do that. Probably not tonight, because I'm gonna go down and YouTube out for a little bit before I hit the sack. But tomorrow, after I do my YouTube stuff, I'll jump on here, connect some rails. I still got to figure out exactly how I want to lay this out. I haven't fully. I know where I want the inputs, but I got to basically put down here how many of everything, what the different types are, and then I use that. Where the yellow is the separation. So it's not one big parking lot. So that's where there's going to be a 1 block gap all the way through. So I got to, and these are all the different sizes of the different machines we have to put in, or storage. So I'll set those up in a way that uses as much as I can, but I also need to have a ton of room for outputs. And so these ones are going to have to send. I think I'm not going to have any of this stuff over there. I'm going to have it set up so the outputs of these will just feed back. So if anything that's not used in here, and then the only thing I'll actually have up here for output storage will be the things that I'm crafting here. That makes more sense. Requires a lot less of this. But I mean, even then, there's still going to be 2 more layers of backup of, I have three 480 lines of Wolfram coming in, plus what I'm doing there, into 2 storage. Yeah, I'm finally going to be able to craft a lot of the things that I want to in the amounts that I want to, and then have it fill up the storage, and then send stuff forward to our middle factory. I think that's the only place that I'm going to use the dispatchers. And that's just to get from here to there. All the other stuff from the other ones, I'll actually run wires and stuff. But hopefully that should prevent this game from going into insane unplayable lag. I'm still starting to notice some.
Planetary temperature.
It's not the
returning to
worst
normal.
ever, but I'm definitely starting to notice some. Okay, let's wait for everything to cool down and turn on, and then I'm going to place that that power again. Man, it was like robbing me of like my favorite moment of building one of these feeder bases is watching it after you turn it on and seeing it, all the things and all the rails and everything running together. It's cool. And it's like a satisfying feeling after all the effort of building these things, running all the wires, all the cables, yeah. All right, here we go. So let's go back to power. All right, we'll come back down here again. We just need to have it up there against the support pillar. All right, now just gotta wait for all this stuff to start coming in. We're gonna get a little bit of this stuff over here rolling in, but the big amount is gonna take a sec for it to come down here. That's the other reason for storages, because if everything is upline and it doesn't start sending it until after it receives a request, there's a huge long delay before you actually start to see your stuff. Whereas if everything's sitting in a buffer, it immediately can pull it and use it. And that's why I plan on having 2 sets of storage right here on the spot. So if it needs anything, it'll immediately pull it out. And then this will send the message back to the next thing saying, hey, I need a refill. And it'll refill it. But whatever is needed should be done by that time. All right, let's come down here now that everybody's gone. Yep. Got that 3 different layers of smelters getting fed. And then everything comes over here. And the outputs just come straight up to the 2nd floor, feeding into all the furnaces. And they're just, look at that, just knocking them out, feeding into the storage. So, yes, I do like that. It is a satisfying feeling. Where is that sulfur? Do I have it marked? Do I have it covered? I do. Okay, I just need to get up there. So it's after a rupture, so I just at least need to get the 3 of them tapped and at least get them coming out on an output rail so that I can actually do things regardless of whether it's after a rupture or not. I just got to get the stuff down during the rupture. I wish I could have... I guess I could have built that up, sort of up here. If I remember right, there was some parts that it wouldn't let me on. Alright, here we go. Okay, I think it's, what, 3 of them? Okay. I put you all this way. Except for you this way. Okay, let's... You're coming up there. Let's put you here. That's enough for me right now. At least it's out of the sulfur no man's land. Okay, you go all the way over. You go into the middle. Again, I use the multi-rails because I am holding out hope that they'll update it and the update will be fixed. So these will all be able to run the way they're supposed to. And there's no way I'd be able to go through and repair all or update all these from singles to... It wouldn't happen. So, best thing is to just from the beginning build it that way. With the assumption that it is going to be fixed, and if it requires a whole brand new world start, then that's what it does. But I'm still having fun, at least getting to this point, and even with those issues, I'm still sitting pretty fat on resources. Alright, I think we're good enough to go there. Alright, I think I put the habitat down here. So I'm going to go get in here, so tomorrow when I get up, I can immediately connect that to here. We'll go 5 rail, connect it with the helium on the way over, and then that'll get the last of our stuff to the build area. Well, at least from here. Then I got to go get the stuff coming from the other area and bring it in. So I got a bit of work to get everything to the build area, but by the time we start our stream tomorrow night, everything will be there, ready to go. So, yep, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this here. Again, the next thing is a pretty big project, and I'm not, you know, rather than start a whole big project that I can't finish, which I hate, we'll pick it up tomorrow so we can complete the whole thing in that stream, I hope. Technically, what we're doing might take a couple streams to get everything done, especially the bigger one. So, but with that being said, if you are watching here on Twitch and you enjoyed this and you haven't already given me a follow, I'd appreciate it if you would consider that. And for those watching on YouTube, if you did enjoy this, please go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would very much appreciate it if you would consider it. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.